Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
This is the worst chair I've ever sat on, and I've sat on some fucking chairs in my life.
Yeah. Right, are we started?
One.
Are we ready? Are we recorded?
Yeah.
Ready?
Right.
Hello and welcome to a brand new series. What?
It's ridiculous.
I was getting it all fired up.
Excited and motivated.
What are you talking about?
One. Just seems a bit loud, that.
Well, you should have sorted that out. Carl, are we ready now?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, come back here then, you dopey bald twat.
Hello? Yeah. I'll just sit like that.
Right, okay, ready?
So it was your problem.
Oh, Jesus.
Just this carpet.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to a brand new series of the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais.
Hello.
Well, no.
I was so excited to say hello.
Okay, right, okay. Hello and welcome to a brand new series of the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed shaven chimp that is Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
Who is Karl Pilkington, and why have I just wasted 5 minutes of my life listening to some of his cretinous thoughts on Channel 4? He asked, why are there so many dinosaurs on display in museums? Quotes, couldn't they just choose the best one and just show that? He summed it all up by deciding that we know too much. Somebody clearly doesn't know enough to know that this is a complete waste of airtime, showing no wit, intellect or creativity. That's from Wendy in Berkshire.
You can't have your critics. You know what I mean?
You've got to have your critics.
Of course you have. If everybody liked what you did, then you're not doing the right thing.
But think how angry she must have been to have bothered writing this letter to the Sunday Times.
Well, that's good.
I mean,
though.
you
It's made
really
a
must
decent-
have...
It's all about getting people thinking. That's what I always say to you. As long as I'm getting people thinking about what I've said, she remembered what I said.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, right? This, if I don't know if Wendy's, listen to this, but
Almost certainly not.
well, listen, right? I was saying about the museums, right, and how they're big and everything, and they've
Brilliant.
got dinosaurs all over the shop. I read that in that museum, they've got something like 7 million bits of stuff in there, right? Now, when I spend 2 hours in somewhere, just show me the good stuff. Don't be saying we've got 7 million bits. Because there was a fella who opened it, right? I did a bit of research on the museum.
What museum was it?
It was the London one.
Oh, the London one, yeah. Good.
So he's in there, and he's collecting all this, bits of stuff.
What stuff?
Just whatever's knocking about at that time.
right, okay.
It seemed like
You have researched it.
he never chucked anything away. He's like, I won't put it in the bin, pop it on a shelf.
Okay,
So
yeah.
he's put everything on a shelf in
right,
this
yeah.
museum. Then, as time
I
went
think you're
on...
going into too much detail, but just give us the gist of it.
No, but all I'm saying is, he keeps everything, and if you keep everything, sometimes it'll be good stuff, right? And a lot of the stuff was going missing, the good stuff. But people who set these museums up are just as crafty.
What?
The fella who found Tutankhamun, he was pocketing all sorts of fingers and stuff in his pockets on the way out. That had rings on them and stuff. So all I'm saying is, why is she having a go?
But
She's
hang on,
learned
wait,
something.
but we just gave you the chance then to defend yourself, and you just confirmed Wendy's point 1,000 times over. What was all this waffle about people nicking stuff? What's that got to do with anything?
Because she's having a go at me. I didn't nick
But she's
anything.
having a go at you for talking nonsense that's of no consequence, which is what you just did
That's
then.
all nonsense.
But what was your point?
All right, then we'll watch Wendy's little programme when that goes out. Let's see what she's got to talk about. Sick of her. This is why Wendy's having a go, though, because you're not being open-minded. You're not thinking about...
But we're being open-minded to good ideas, to sensible thought, to intellectual considerations. We're not being open-minded to this utter drivel.
Yeah, but every invention is a bit... Who'd have thought the Frisbee would have caught on?
I love the fact that you think the Frisbee is the pinnacle of invention.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
No, it's an example of something that, if he was on some programme where you said, I've invented this, they'd go, get out. They wouldn't give him time of day to say, right, I've made this thing, it's out of plastic, you throw it about. What for? Well, you just chuck it about on the beach. What's the point? It's a bit of fun, isn't it? No, I don't like it. How many?
Okay, that was an argument with himself.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's a popular little thing, and I'm just saying it's easy to put ideas down.
But you've never even come up with an idea as good as the frisbee, and that's saying something.
The one about the tie? The tie that had a pocket.
Loads of pockets. But I didn't come up with that. That's something I saw somewhere. It never caught on. I've never seen anyone wearing one yet. It's such a good...
It's not a good idea. It's
It
like
is a good
having a
idea.
carrier bag round your neck. It doesn't make any sense. It's a tie packed with stuff. You want
Right,
to...
imagine
All right,
this, though.
Frank, nice tie. What you got in there? Baguette. It's ridiculous.
But imagine the day that the tie was invented. There you go. Do you want a tie? What do you do with it? Put it around your neck. What for?
Well, I'll tell you.
What?
Because you haven't invented buttons yet, and it keeps your shirt together at the top.
Well, alright then. Right. We've invented buttons. Are we going to stop making these ties? No. Why?
He's got you there,
There you
Rick.
go. Now, I'm saying, what are you doing with that tie around your neck? Oh, it's a pocket tie. It's a what? Pocket tie. What do you mean? It's got pockets in it. Oh, that's weird. What you...
So I've got pockets in my jacket.
Yeah, no, but hang on a minute. It's a hot day, innit? Don't want to put your jacket on.
Oh, or a tie. Ugh.
Well, if you're going to wear a jacket, wear a tie. Leave the
No, I'm
jacket
not
at
wearing
home.
a jacket. I'm wearing a shirt. Got a nice
Give
little...
it a purpose. If you're going to wear something, give it a purpose. Everything has a purpose. A tie at the moment is just round your neck, keeping you hot. If you're going to be hot, carry something. Hands free. And everything's always there. A bag, put stuff in a bag, you put a bag down, you forget it. I always forget bags, that's why I don't like carrying them. You pop it down, you get up, you walk off, oh, where's the bag? A tie, when you go in a cafe or something for beans on toast, you don't take your tie off. I don't wear a tie. I would if it had pockets.
Carl!
The country would look smarter.
Right, you have pockets. So what are you carrying in this pocket?
I've got spare change,
Yeah, okay.
which,
You're rattling around like a cow in Switzerland, just like...
spare change, I've got, like, my debit card in there.
Right,
Maybe got me little front door key in one of the pockets.
okay.
Pair of scissors if you want.
Amazing. That's safe, isn't it?
Oh, that's a good place to put it, just around the heart area.
Yeah, near the throat. Facing upwards. Brilliant. Carl, think what you're saying. So when you're on the beach and you just got your Speedos on, pop a tie on, go to the shop, pop a tie on.
Well, no, you wear it in the appropriate times, but I'm just saying if you're going to wear a tie, let's make it useful. Let's give it a purpose.
Don't wear a tie, it's alright. You do not need a tie with pockets. If you're wearing a tie, you've got clothes with pockets.
And it's going to be weighing your neck down. I mean, come
not
on,
Don't go
practically.
mad. If you're carrying anything big, you buy the scarf version.
Carl said the most exciting words. He said, I've had another film idea.
Wow. Does it star Clive Warren? Sell it to me like I'm a Hollywood executive. Sell me the film.
So what I was thinking is, I'm picturing probably. Well, it doesn't matter. It's not as fixed. It doesn't have to be this person. But I'm thinking Tom Cruise.
Okay, Cruisey. Yep.
Excellent.
And the way it works is.
Do you know Tom, by the way, or have you got an in there, or
No.
no?
Okay, but you
It's,
just no.
I think it's the sort of film
that would
that
appeal to Tom.
he'd sort of be into. I think it would
Okay.
excite him.
Okay,
Great, okay.
Great.
So
have you ordered coffees? Did
what?
Did Cheryl get you a coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks, great. Are you
So
hungry at all? Do you want to?
no.
No, great.
So
Cheryl, I might have a tea actually. Cheryl, if you could.
will we wait for the teas before she comes in?
She'll
'Cause
just
once
sneak
it's
in.
flowing.
She will be very quiet. She'll be like a dormouse. She won't even know she's coming.
Okay.
You've got your coffee. I don't need a tea. You don't want anything.
No, I'm fine,
Okay.
thanks.
Go.
Actually, I will have a tea, actually, Cheryl.
2 tea, Cheryl.
Thanks. Okay, go.
Right.
Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you. Thanks.
Is there
So
sugar?
you're-
Sorry, is there sugar in this show?
There's sugar there.
That's-
I'll put it in there. Okay, shut the door behind you. Thank you. Okay.
Go.
All the way. Go.
Tom Cruise. So I got Tom Cruise. That's what I've pictured so far.
He's just done Mission Impossible 7
Right.
in this film.
Oh, in the film.
So he's playing himself.
No, what you're seeing on the screen is Mission Impossible 7.
So if we get Cruise, he is playing himself,
Yeah.
and he's just made that.
and in this film, he's just made Mission Impossible 7. It's the future, is it? This.
No, what you're seeing.
Okay, what's this film called?
I haven't got a title yet.
We'll just call it Karl Pilkington Project 2.
Right.
Okay.
So
KP2.
you go in. the opening thing is Mission Impossible 7. You think that's it?
I thought it was KP2.
Yeah, I'm confused.
KP2.
Yeah.
Right, listen. So what happens is then it sort of pans out. You see it's a telly. There's a bloke watching Mission Impossible 7. Right. His girlfriend's watching it going, oh, I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He's there going, I can't be doing with him. He's
So it
overrated.
is set in the future, though, this? Because we're assuming that he's made 7, so this is a...
Yeah.
How far in the future is it?
Well, when will Mission Impossible 7 be made?
I don't know. Probably about 2 years, the way it's going.
Right, so, yeah, 2013.
Let's not get bogged down in a lot of these things we can iron out, as I say, in the script.
So you see Mission Impossible 7 on the
Cheryl, are any
screen.
of those biscuits still knocking around?
Do you want to do this meeting?
Yes, I do. Sorry, he's a bit easily distracted, but I will have a biscuit as well, sure. Okay, I've been watching the film. It's Mission Impossible 7. It's pulled out. There's a guy in his room, in his lounge
His
with his
girlfriend's
girlfriend.
watching it. She's loving it. She's a fan
She
of
loves
Tom Cruise.
right.
He's a little bit niggled. He wanted to watch something else.
Sure.
She decided on the DVD. He sat there annoyed. I can't be dealing with Tom Cruise. I can't believe they've made 7 of these films.
Right.
He's a rubbish actor. I should be the actor. You know, I've been doing acting for years.
But he's not an actor,
Well, he is.
Okay.
But he hasn't quite made it. He's sending a lot of demos off.
Right,
Forget
so
that.
he's a struggling actor.
So what happens is, next day they get up, right?
Yep.
She's still going on about Tom Cruise.
Loves him.
Thinks I'm sick of him. Right? She loves him.
Got my biscuits gone in my tea. I left it in there too long because he put me off. You
Just hang on, let me just think.
twat. Can I get the spoon, please?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's all
probably
gone
the
soggy.
best.
Soggy.
Oh, soggy.
Cheryl, can we get some more of those biscuits in here, please?
Do you want to weigh more? Or?
Yeah, I'd love to
Yeah,
hear
no,
more,
I'd love to
please.
hear more,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
conscious that Colin Firth's coming in. He's won an Oscar, so...
So, what happens is, he gets so annoyed with his girlfriend liking Tom Cruise. He plans to kill him. So he sees Tom Cruise. He kills him somehow. Now it's some way.
Right, how does he kill him?
Oh yeah, that's right.
okay.
Oh, hang on.
So
right.
he dies in the film in Mission Impossible 7. They're doing
Right.
that thing on the strings.
Right.
He cuts, he lands.
Right.
His body is in perfect condition.
hold on.
But how is she watching the
Film.
film?
Yeah, did they put it out even after Tom Cruise died?
No, sorry, he was filming Mission Impossible 8.
So he's okay. So
He's filming the next one.
They film the next one. Mission Impossible. Okay, sure.
He's annoyed. He's going, I can't believe they're making more of these films.
Right.
I can't get a gig, and yet
Yeah.
they're churning this crap out.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's on his springs,
On his wires. Yeah.
on his wires.
Yeah.
An accident
Spring
happens.
sounds better. He's bouncing around.
like a baby growth.
The strings cut, smash. Tom Cruise dead.
Right.
Right.
The bloke hears this on the radio, on the news.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's fella hears it on the news. He can't believe it. He's like, yeah. Takes his eye off the road a little bit in the celebration. Truck ploughs into the car. Right?
So he's killed as well.
Well, is he?
Okay.
Okay.
Little interlude. Fades up. Comes out of. You're seeing it out of his eyes. You see his eyes sort of opening. Do you know when you're seeing out the eyes,
yeah,
you
yeah,
see the
yeah,
eyelids,
Yeah.
and you see his girlfriend there, sort of looking at him like a bit startled.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going, oh, what happened? And she's going, it's all right, it's all right. And he's going, oh, get me a mirror. She's going, I don't want to get you a mirror yet.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. What's going on?
You've had a bad accident.
What's he gonna look
All
like?
mirrors out of the room and everything. He's just learning to walk. He's going, why can't I look in a mirror? And the doctor's going, no point.
Yeah.
Right,
No
okay.
point. You've got to get used to this body. Then he gets walking. It's
Yeah.
almost time to go home.
Yep.
His girlfriend comes in.
Yep.
It's her job to tell him the new news.
Oh
the
my God,
shocking
what's
news.
the news?
She says, there's a mirror, look in there. He looks in it. He's Tom Cruise.
Right.
Because he had his accident on the set. He had the accident. He ended up in the hospital.
Right.
Quick, we've got to act quick. This is the time. This is the future.
Right.
Where they use
Where they can use
bodies, all the rest of it.
So Tom Cruise is dead.
Tom Cruise dead. This
But
bloke
his
Brian.
body's squashed, but what's his name? Brian?
Yeah.
But Brian's brain is in Tom Cruise's body. Just a donor body. He just happens to
Just
look...
happened to. That's how
Yeah,
it is.
it's just meat. It's
Just
Tom-
like a lung donor,
Exactly,
a heart donor.
yeah.
It's
so
just
this is
timing.
Brian. He just looks like Tom Cruise now. He's got Tom Cruise's flesh.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Now, at first, initially, he's annoyed.
Sorry, just practically, who is doing the voiceover then for the...
It's Tom now.
So
He's
Tom's
acting.
sort of doing an impression of this actor.
Brian's inside Tom.
His name is Brian, but when you look at it on the telly, when the camera woozes round, and you see him sat in his bed, it's Tom Cruise.
Sure.
Right, okay.
His girlfriend's over the moon, because she loves Tom Cruise.
Right.
He's gutted because he couldn't stand him, he can't stand the films. He's thinking,
Yeah, but he must be thinking, I look like Tom Cruise, one of the most loved actors of his generation.
No,
And he's
you
also a
think
good-looking
so,
bloke.
but he's not, because he's in shock, remember?
Right.
He was expecting to see himself, and when he looks in the mirror, he
Yeah,
sees
no, it
someone
must be
else.
shocking, yeah.
So
Also the voices.
he's going, I can't stand this, and she's going, calm down, you'll get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. And she's sort of saying, look, you're alive,
Right.
stop moaning.
Yeah.
Brian. Stop moaning, Brian. She's calling him Brian, I assume.
She says,
And Tom Cruise just had a sort of donor card that allowed his body to be given away, did it?
Yeah, it's the future.
Right.
This is 2013, Steve. Things have changed.
Clearly.
Right.
but
What's his girlfriend's name?
Claire,
Claire and Brian. Okay, great. Just a different body, just a slightly different look.
All
Just
right,
like-
so
yeah, right.
he's seen that he looks like Tom Cruise. He's shocked, but he's getting used to it.
he doesn't look like him, he is him. When he leaves the hospital,
They go, all right, Tom. I thought you were
they're all
dead.
going, it's Tom, and he's going,
Really?
oh yeah, and he's going, oh, I knew this would happen, it's doing me head in. So he wheels out, he's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
He's going, I'm sick of this. The other patients are going, Tom, I thought you were dead. And he's
Yeah,
going,
right.
yeah. And he's annoyed. He gets in the car. He gets out there
Right.
and he sees a poster up on the side of the road
Right.
for Mission Impossible 8.
Hold on, though. It's finished. I thought he died while they were filming
It's not
it.
finished. But now, these days, he's shouting about films before they're made. And they're going
Wow.
brilliant and all the hype
But
and
they put
everything.
a poster up even after.
Seems premature.
No, the poster
Yeah.
was already up.
That
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
premature, given that a
What,
man
coming-
died during the production.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I've taken the posters down.
No,
but
it's
then I
all-
don't work in Hollywood. Right.
So the poster's up there and he sees it as he's in the car driving past.
Yeah.
And he thinks, that can't be finished.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
They both look at each other. This is your chance. You wanted to be an actor. This is the chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to the studio. So he goes in. Hello, you don't know me? And they go, oh, we think we do. And they go, no, you don't. I'm Brian. Tom
Right.
died on your film set.
Well, they must
Presume-
know that. They must know
Tom
that Tom
Cruise
Cruise is
died.
dead. Because his family must have been
All right, if
notified.
you want to, it makes no difference. We can tweak the script.
So this is... Brian has turned up looking like Tom Cruise. He said the film company, right, who must know that Tom Cruise died on their film set. What were they going to do? When
They
they
would
got
have
the
had to wrap it up. They would have
Well,
had
no,
to
what?
say...
You said they put the posters are up.
Yes, the posters are up before they've even finished
So they're
filming it.
cancelling the film until he walks in?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, so they are cancelling the film?
They're cancelling it.
Okay, so we're afraid that production has stopped on Mr. Impossible 8 due to the death of Tom Cruise.
Hang
It's
on a
stopped.
minute.
What?
I'm Brian.
Who's Brian? Oh my God, you look exactly like Tom Cruise. Oh, have they done that thing where they put Brian's brain in Tom Cruise's body?
Yeah.
Ah, but it's not Tom Cruise. You can't act like him.
I'm
You
an
don't-
actor.
Yeah, but he was good because he was like one of the
Yeah,
best actors.
he's not that good. I never rated him.
Yeah, but a lot of people did. And he's
Yeah,
got
a lot
this,
of people didn't. So
Right.
let me bring in a new audience for you here. I
But
can bring
can
a
you-
bit to this.
Right.
So this, of course, gives it a boost because
Right.
The
people wanna
flagging
see- people
franchise
wanna
has
see how
been
good Brian is.
rejuvenated.
the
Yeah.
press, the news that's
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and his new film.
Well, it's not Tom Cruise. They can't say that.
Well, it is though. When you look at him, you go, "Oh, it's Tom Cruise."
Well, no, you got to say a bloke that looks like Tom Cruise.
The body of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
The acting of Brian.
In a new movie, Mission Impossible 8, starring the bones and skin and stuff of Tom Cruise with Brian's brain.
Oh, forget
Do
it.
you like Tom Cruise's face, but not his acting? And you'll enjoy Mission Impossible 8?
Can't be bothered.
Oh, Mission Impossible 8. From the people who bought through the first 7, and the hair of the bloke who was in the first 7, but with Brian doing all the lines. It's Brian. It's some gun I've never heard of. On the 7th sequel.
No, wait, sorry, I really want to hear the ending of this movie. Please let me ask questions. You had your chance to ask him questions.
Right.
So where are we? In a sort of 90-minute running time of a movie, where are we now in the film? Are we about two-thirds the way through?
We're close to the end. I'd
Okay,
say.
so Mission Impossible 8 has been made. So what's the end of our movie? Not of Mission Impossible 8, but the movie you're making. What's the ending there?
Do we ever get to see him in Mission
I think,
Impossible 8?
yeah, but I think what happens is he becomes the person who he never liked.
Right.
And it's I just want to get across the moral that who are we? Are we the people in our body or the people we look like? What's important in life? Is it the way you look or the way you think? And he changes because he looks like Tom Cruise. He becomes the man he never liked.
Oh, and what's his girlfriend think of this?
Who's?
Brian's.
She's loving it, isn't she? Because she always liked Tom Cruise. She's over
What
the
did
moon.
Brian look like? Who would play him in this film?
Probably. What's his name? The bloke who was in Cheers, probably.
Ted
Ted
Danson.
Danson.
Ted Danson.
So Ted Danson is Brian. So Claire, right?
This is so confusing because Ted Danson's supposed to be someone that we've never heard of, even though he's Ted Danson, and Tom Cruise is playing himself, the famous actor Tom Cruise, who is now inhabited by Ted Danson, who's not Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Ted Danson as Brian.
Ted Danson as Brian, as Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible 8. Wow.
Who's played Claire?
I'm up for you. You know, that's why I've come to you. I thought
There's
you'd
an
know.
obvious suggestion.
Okay, so-
Rebecca De
okay.
Mornay.
Okay.
She is so hot after the love of a brain or whatever it was called.
You wanna go where everybody knows your name is Brian.
Acts. But of course, Comic Relief is a charity that's working all the time for disenfranchised all over the world. Have you always been a strong champion of Comic Relief, Carl?
Not really.
Why was I expecting that answer?
But I do loads of stuff without going on about it.
My gift to the world has been you, Carl, to be quite honest. I feel that you're the world
I'm
now.
sure there's people in Africa going, we prefer blankets.
Doing a Wills charity, isn't it?
It's like, it's not charity on your part because you're literally not around anymore. So it's no longer you giving it, it's just some
Yeah, but
money
I could
that
either
there
give
was.
it them or not give it them. Once I'm dead and I've turned to mush, I shouldn't be worrying about Suzanne's mum getting a table.
Is that what
but you
you're
know-
leaving her?
It's something about tax. If you're not married, you have to hand over more. I think you get so much and then it's like ridiculous tax rate.
Yeah.
But she's going, that's why we should get married, I'm going to be paying tax. Going, hang on a minute, she's already like thinking about money loss instead of me disappearing.
Yeah.
She's going, yeah, we should. I'm saying, look, you'll be getting a load of money. I said, if I die on this programme anyway, I'm insured, you'll be
Yeah.
getting about £1 million for that.
Yeah.
I said, so that's something you haven't got now.
Yeah.
Got nowhere near that now. I said, so even if you have to pay tax on that,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be right to get married just in case I get killed.
Have your two sets of parents met?
No.
That'd be good, would it?
Well, I suppose it's a reason to, isn't it? At least if you're getting married, there's a reason for them to meet. At the moment, there's no reason for them to meet. They'd get on each other's nerves. My dad wouldn't get on with a man.
Right.
Just wouldn't. She doesn't like me, so she won't like me dad. Because he's just an exaggerated version. So, I think it doesn't need to happen.
But you could just nip down the registry office, get it done and dusted, and you just phone up your folks and say, it's already happened. it's
I
too
said
late."
that. I said, listen, if we had to do it, I said if it was like we'd got to do it for some reason, I said I'd do that. We can have it done by 2. You can be back in work for 3. Because at the end of the day, there's no, you know, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
We're not going to suddenly turn into some sort of Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan film just because we've got married.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same, exactly the same.
Yeah. Me and Jane were out with them and Suzanne the other night, right, at dinner, and honestly, he is so grumpy. He was saying about for Christmas, right? He said you've had a flaw. You've had a flaw. Now, what did that mean?
We had a new floor put in
But how is that her flaw?
because she wanted it.
But you walk on it too.
I paid for it. I don't understand what
But
you
don't
mean.
you understand that, like, you know, a romantic break or clothes or perfumes, you know, sort of things that are kind of indulgent for a lady, that's a gift.
not a new floor.
That is like something you give to some little African fella on Comic Relief. In fact, I think I saw it once. He didn't have a floor.
Exactly.
They built him a floor. I remember watching it with you, and they gave him a new pair of shoes and the floor. He went, hold on, floor or shoes, not both.
My mum didn't like answering the door anyway, even if it was the pools man, she'd sort of say, don't move, and he might not see that we're here.
So you just froze where a man was at the door.
Well, you just, because the front room was near the door, so people
Right.
could see in.
Right.
So you just sort of stayed there and pretend that either you
Well, so
can't
like
hear him.
some sort of predator. Like, they can't see you if you don't move.
Well, even if he was peering in through the window and he could see you in there not moving.
So he looked through, and there was 3 people just frozen, right, like statues, right? Just their eyes looking at him,
Yeah.
and him confused.
Well, they're clearly dead. I'll move on. There's obviously been a gas leak.
And did you say sitting or stand up, or did you sort of like throw yourself
No,
to
we
the floor?
we just sat on the, you know, where you were, and you just stayed still.
But did he ever look in and see?
I
you
don't know, because you didn't turn around, did you?
So you would pretend you couldn't hear the door?
It seemed to be the 80s, had a lot of it, because it was all the Avon thing, wasn't it? It was perfume,
Yeah.
Tupperware.
What?
Tupperware.
Tupperware.
Yeah, the plastic boxes.
It's dishes for fat people. Here we go. Oh, these are big. God, they are. They're for fat fuckers like you to eat out of.
Just a lot of charity stuff. Just a lot. It seemed to be the time, the 80s, that they suddenly found out they can sort of scav money off people.
Okay, right. Let's do the scenario. I'm at the door. I can see you're in there. You might as well come open the door. Karl, why are you staying so still? Are you trying to avoid me?
It's working.
Karl, your eyes are moving. Can you come to the door, please?
I suppose in the end you've got to move on.
Karl, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here until you have to move. Karl. Okay, and I'll move on then. Right.
It works.
Yeah.
Works
okay.
perfectly.
Because
Brilliant.
once they've got you, that's the whole thing with charity. Once they've stopped you in the street, if you've stopped, that's it.
Keeps on going.
I mean, the good thing now is you've got an iPod, so you can just either pretend you're on the phone or listen to music.
Or just stay very still. Just freeze. When someone says, can I trouble you for... Oh, he's totally frozen.
That would be amazing, because they're normally in one spot, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's just
So
they
as soon
carry
as
on
they
selling,
stop you,
and
so
you've got
you're
to
just
stay there for the
freezing.
rest of it, outside waitrooms
Yeah.
for 7 hours.
Yeah, it goes dark. Well, I've finished my shift, I'm off. And then you just see, your eyes just see them walk away like that, and they all meet in their little tunics. And then you start walk, they look back, and you freeze. And then they walk on, and then you can go home. 7 hours late. Yeah.
I give a lot of stuff to charity. A lot. Most of the time, just because it's nearer than the wheelie bin is. It's just a way of getting rid of garbage most of the time with me. Stick it all in a bin bag, good stuff on the top, the stuff that you're embarrassed about,
Yeah.
stick it in the bottom of the bag.
What are you
Run
embarrassed
in,
about?
Just old shoes, trainers,
Some of the books you've written.
socks, underpants.
Underpants. You do not give underpants to charity.
Washed.
But who's gonna wash? I know, as opposed to just like peeling them off.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I don't know why you've got a problem with underpants, but shoes. You see, I'd
Who's
never buy
buying
shoes.
underpants from a charity shop, though? I mean, I don't care how low you are on the socio-economic level.
I know.
You can get about 14 pairs for £1 in some places.
I know. I don't know who's buying underpants. I don't know who's buying your underpants. I definitely don't know.
I mean, if they were signed...
yeah.
That
Friends.
is something I like doing though. When I've given to charity, I like going past the shop and seeing if it made it in the window.
Any success?
Yeah, recently the one not far from here had me egg cups in the window. So it's like, oh look, there's...
What, you've got a new set of egg cups, so you've got rid of your old ones?
Yeah.
I don't think we've got any egg cups.
Haven't you?
But there's nothing wrong. Honestly, it's hardly... I mean, it's made the window space. That's how good it was. It had hardly been used, that egg cup. Because it was a doubler. And I think they were quite small for the egg size that I get. I think they were made more for the small egg. And I have the large egg.
Right.
So it was never really
Just
used.
like your underpants.
But you were saying about the guys who bother you in the street. Did I tell you that when I pretended to be foreign to try and get out of that? Did I tell you that story?
Amazing.
I've periodically used this method throughout my life, and not so long ago a guy stopped me with one of those charity tunics, and I sprang into my old trick. I was like, sorry, I don't...
An elderly Russian woman.
I don't know what voice that is. I don't know what accent
it went from vaguely French to sort of Eastern European beggar.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And the guy, and I was like, I don't. He was, well, just let me explain to you about it. Sorry, I'm not from. And the guy,
This world.
Yeah.
I am from planet Snork.
And the guy said, "Are you Stephen Merchant?"
No.
Swear to
Sorry.
God.
Not when you were famous.
Oh yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because it hadn't occurred to me. It was like a lapse of
No!
concentration.
God.
It was
almighty.
a lapse of concentration because
And did your bow tie spin down and you squirted in water and ran away? That's what I'd have done.
because you know, it's one of those things where you don't always remember that you've been on the. It's not like I instantly remembered that.
Amazing.
So he says, "Are you Stephen Merchant?" And then you're in this position where you've got to go. Either you've got to admit what you did, or you've got to carry on the lie. And I chose the second one. So I was kind of like, I don't know who that is. What? I don't know what you're. And he was like,
Oh God.
really? You look a lot like him. I was going, I've never heard. I don't.
In fact, you are Stephen Merchant. Freeze.
I'm always getting stopped for. I mean, there's so many charities now. It's not just starving people anymore. It's everything.
Yeah.
One little fault, they're out there with a clipboard
Yeah,
asking for your bank
a
details.
lot of new diseases have cropped
Definitely.
up.
But that shouldn't be allowed. I think they should have, like, 1 year where they go, this year, hungry people.
Right.
Next year, people with a limp. Or just like they do with the China thing, with the year of the cat, year of the rabbit. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It's that year. That's who we're helping this year.
Right.
If you've got that problem, it's your year. You're going to have a good one.
And who decides?
Just have some meeting. Just have a meeting with
What would be the
charity.
first year? So what would be the first year? This year?
Right, well, we'd look at it and we'd go, right, what are we hearing a lot of problems about? And someone goes, so-and-so's hungry. Go, right, are we all in? Are we in to give this lot food? And we're not just going to give
So
them
it's
food.
not everyone who's hungry, it's specific people. So it's like hungry...
Starving, people who are starving. If someone goes, oh, my kid's deaf, well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. It's not your turn this time. We can't help everyone at once. Because that's
Right.
life, isn't it? You've got to give and take in your own life. There's things that
Right.
I want. I can't have, do without, have something else
But there's
that's more
so many
important.
causes that
Right.
But
it
that's
could
what I'm
wait
saying,
20
Steve.
years before your
Okay.
charity
I know,
comes
but
round.
what can you do then? Because we're not sorting it all out anyway,
I'm paraplegic.
right?
Oh, I need help really bad.
So does everyone else.
Well, why are you giving us the hungry now?
Because if we don't help the hungry now,
Right,
they can't wait. You can wait.
right. Oh, God, I'm blind.
Is this a different person now?
Yeah, I'm blind.
Right, well, you're not hungry though, are you?
Well, a bit peckish.
Yeah, well,
Where's the fridge? I can't find the fridge. Can you help me to the fridge?
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll be hungry as well. I'm blind and hungry. I'm blind and hungry because I don't know where the fridge is.
who's let you in?
But Carl, this is just it's
Just
a
some
chaotic
order.
idea. It's
It's
a chaotic because people who are hungry, there's always going to be people who are hungry.
Yeah, but I sort the problem out.
How do you sort it out?
Because I'll go, right, not only are we just giving you food,
Right.
we're giving you some seeds. We're giving you a pan.
What,
We're
you
giving
think they haven't
Let
thought
me
of
hear
that?
the theory, please.
Sort it out. Don't just give food. That's going to run out.
Right.
Give them a proper... You see, the problem is, there's companies who jump on the back of all... Do you know when I was in the
Okay.
jungle? When I was in the jungle,
Yeah.
right? On that travel thing.
Yeah.
I was in that tribe, right? Now, some company had given that tribe a laptop because it makes them look good. They can send out a press release. Well done to so-and-so computers.
Right.
They supplied the tribe in, out of Amazon with a computer. I saw it. They were using it as a breadboard because they don't know what it is. They've got no electric. It's useless to them.
Right.
And that's what charity does.
Right.
Companies use it to make them look good. When I was there and I really needed to go to the toilet, I was thinking, tribe, I wonder what their toilet facilities are like, right? Thinking it might be better than just doing it in a hole. Surely they've built a toilet. They're not stupid people. They kill animals. They know what they're doing. They know how to cook. Surely they've built some sort of unit. Turns out, they don't, they still do it in a hole. But some company had been there, some plumbing firm, and given them a toilet, right? The bloke who, you know, the producer who was out there, he said, "Oh, you'll be happy. There's a toilet round the back there." I'm thinking, "Oh, brilliant." I go round there, it is a toilet, but it's not plumbed in.
Sure.
So it's just a vase with shit in it. It doesn't work, and this is what we need to do. We need to get out there and say, this is how it works. Educate them.
Okay, so let's do this then. So I'm a starving African. Hello, Carl. Have you got any food? Got any food? Got any sandwiches?
Well, I have, but if I give you my sandwich, there's someone else behind you, and they'll all come out.
So what are you going to do then? What are you going to do?
I'm going to help you.
How? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna make you think about how to make food.
Oh, okay, right.
Have you ever grown anything before?
No.
Right, well, here's some seeds for potatoes.
Brilliant. Oh, thanks, Carl. See you later. Do I just put them in the ground, yeah?
Put them in the ground and water them.
Oh, there's no water, you dopey cunt.
There is some
No,
water.
there's no water, you dopey cunt. That's why we're starving, you dopey cunt.
Right, well, at that point, that's where I go, well, this is a lost cause here.
Right.
There's no point.
Can I have your sandwich
then-
after all?
No,
or
you're
what?
not having it. You're not having it now.
So not only can I have a sandwich, you've given me seeds with no water, you useless, bald-headed fucking twonk.
Right, but all I've done there is made the mistake of the computer firm who's given a laptop to a tribe.
Right.
It's useless.
Right.
But there's got to be another way around this.
Go on, then.
Either move,
Right.
because every year they're going to be queuing up saying, "I'm going to give me a sandwich." No, you're not having another sandwich.
Once again, it's an utterly ill-informed discussion.
I'm just saying, there's no point queuing up every year. Do you want a sandwich? Here's a sandwich. The next year, can I have a sandwich? Where's your brother? He died. It's not sorting anything, it's buying him an extra day, an extra month or something.
But
It's
Carl, the
pointless.
point is, like Ricky's just flagged up, is that some of these countries, the conditions,
He died!
the conditions are not there to just be able to plant potato seeds.
So what are they meant to do then? Do you think we should go out every month, every year with sandwiches? Is that your answer, like some sort of buffet, an all-you-can-eat thing once a year? You see, it is bad. I don't want to come across harsh. They've got nothing. We waste stuff here. Waste annoys me just as much.
Right.
When I see sandwich shops chucking stuff out and bin bags binning it, when there's people out there who are hungry, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Right.
It's a problem that isn't being solved.
So your conclusion for these people, because there's no water where they are, right, is move. That is your honest. They should move.
Well, what's your solution?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't even pretend to know. But
I tell you, it's not just it's sticking a, what's that saying? I don't know. It's sort of sticking a plaster over a hole or something, and the plaster comes off. It's a problem again.
yeah, that's the saying. Yeah,
it's the same.
I think that was Mark Twain.
Do you know any soldiers?
Well, yeah, my brother was one, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he got kicked out.
Why did your brother get kicked out of the army?
Well, it's a few things. I think you get a few chances. I think the final straw was nipping out for some fags in a tank.
Just think of that. Just think of that. Amazing.
And it's,
Just see that, just a little corner shop, just like things shaking, jumping off the shelves, and they're going, "What is this? What is going on?" 20 waffles, please.
yeah, there was loads of things. It was that. What else did he do? I think the sergeant wasn't happy that my mum wrote the sergeant a letter trying to get my brother out of going to Northern Ireland.
What did she say? I love this.
What did she say?
Wow.
She wrote a letter, like trying to get him out of PE.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
She just wrote to the sergeant and said, just sort of, look, I didn't want him to join the army. It was his dad. He didn't get a job. His dad told him, if you don't get a job, you're going to join the army. He ended up joining. He's joined at a bad time. He hasn't had enough practice at this yet. Can you just let him
Surely
off?
that's for them. Surely that's for them to decide. Yeah, she's on there going, he can't shoot for time.
He was all right about it. The only thing that really annoyed him is my mum started off the letter by saying, "Hello, Chuck."
Not appropriate.
And he called back though. He did call her and said, "Look, I don't appreciate it being called Chuck and stuff, but I got You know, a lot of mothers are in the same boat.
Sorry, he actually mentioned don't call me Chuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he brought it up because it's all about respect, isn't it? And
Well, she's a civilian.
yeah, but I suppose it's respect still. He's putting his life on the line. Someone's saying, you know, all right, Chuck.
So he phoned back and he said, presumably, well, I mean, if I was him, I would have, not only would I have sent him to Northern Ireland instantly,
Yeah.
I'd have put him in the most dangerous spot.
Yeah.
I mean, as punishment. To get your mum to write a letter?
No. He didn't ask me mum to do it. She did it off her own back.
He was probably horrified, wasn't he?
Oh, wow.
that. But imagine that. The sergeant major go, attention, got a little letter here. Let me read it to you. Hello, Chuck. Just reads it out. And he goes, Pilkington, come here, you horrible little man. Imagine him reading out in front of the troops.
I remember sort of looking up to him thinking, oh, he's in the army, I want to do that. He used to come home quite a lot, but he used to do me dad's head in because he'd turn up with like a wagon with like a load of his mates in it, just turn up on sort of, you know, we didn't have any notice. Just turn up and he'd bring them all in. Come on, he'd be drinking my dad's whiskey, it'd kick off, and dad'd say, get out.
Mind the spider.
And,
Don't tread on the spider.
yeah, he used to just turn up with like half of F Troop. And he'd just take over the house. And my dad used to be on night, so he'd hear all this going on, come down and go, what's going on, get out! He's going, oh, come on, get out! So it'd sort of kick off a bit, I'd see him for a few minutes, and then he'd drive off again on the truck.
Not a model soldier, then?
Well, what's a model soldier? I don't know. I mean, I always thought it was good when I was younger, and, you know, he joined, I was like, oh, I'm going to do that when I get older. And my dad always said, you won't be able to cut it. He said, you can't do it.
Oh.
And I said, no, I can, look how good, because I used to make my bed really neat.
Right. So it's mainly housework you were good at.
Yeah, you're probably better off as a mum.
No, it was like, because it has to be immaculate, doesn't it? They look for no creases and that, and I was
Yeah.
a bit paranoid with my bed. Just with the duvet and that. I used to,
Duvet. Do they have duvets?
well, I don't know, but just making the bed pride in appearance of
Yeah.
of the bedroom.
Yeah, it's all like discipline.
Once,
it's all about,
once
yeah.
I made it, no one could sit on it. I used to get all stressed out and feel sick if someone came in and sat on my bed after I'd made it. So don't be coming in. And it was annoying because that's where the CB was. So everyone used to come in to have a go on the CB and sit on my bed. They'd be going, don't sit on my bed. Made it.
Right.
Why do you used to feel sick?
It was a bit of a thing. I just didn't
OCD,
like it.
a little bit of-
It's
yeah.
like I've gone to the trouble of making it. Why have you just come in and sat on it? I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, but hold on though. You do that in the army. Sergeant Major comes in and goes, Pilkington, and he does it for a laugh. He turns over your bed, he pulls out your locker, he gobs on your shoes, right? He goes, start again, you cunt. What are you gonna do? Gonna be sick? No, you're gonna go, yes, Sergeant Major, I'm gonna start again.
No, I'd say, why did you do that? I'm missing home as it is. I'm stressed out. I'm just trying to make me surroundings as nice as possible.
Teddy's on the floor.
You keep coming in and messing with it. Can you not do that?
Who are you talking to, you little bald cunt?
Maybe my dad's right then, because he said I mean, my dad sort of said the bed making's all right. He said, but you're not that good with laces.
Wow, did you have to tie your laces?
Well, I just never been that good. I can tie them, but they never sort of stay tied for a long time.
I have never seen him tie his laces. I've realised that.
No.
He always comes in.
Are
Does
they
Suzanne do them for
Is
you?
he a
then?
little mank, one of those little mank trainers where they're all tucked in, where you don't see the laces?
I tend to just get a good knot on them and then just leave them and kick them off, and then they tie permanent.
So you've got slip-on laced-up shoes, basically.
Yeah, I don't like
But they
laces.
can't be
I don't
tied
understand
enough.
why laces are good anyway when you're in the army, especially with boots. You have boots with like about 60 holes in them. If you're in a rush, if you're in bed, you get out of the bed, you make the bed, the sergeant comes in, rips it apart again, he's going, there's a war, and you're going, stop messing with the bed. And then I'm there trying to put my boots on, you got 60 laces. I don't understand why Velcro hasn't been used. Velcro is ideal for a war situation. You're in bed, woo, siren goes off, you jump out. Why do you want boots with loads of laces?
Well, that's the thought for the,
If there's any top brass listening.
I was told he had good pain threshold.
By whom?
A woman at that face rub place I went to.
right?
She, because they ask you when you go in. She said, what's your pain threshold like? I said, I don't know. I'll avoid it. She was going, yeah, but, you know, would you say you're very, very good, medium, or bad?
I can't imagine you getting hurt much because the signals to the brain, you've got, you know, it's dulled, isn't it, with you? So you don't really,
Yeah, but then Suzanne always moans at me when I'm going, oh, God, my wisdom teeth is aching. She's going, oh, shut up.
She's saying, you haven't got any wisdom teeth, you dopey cunt.
No, she just always goes, I had it, and I didn't make a fuss, but it's one of them things that you can't get through to people pain, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they don't know what your pain threshold is. So, like I say, I've got brilliant pain threshold. I'm saying my tooth's hurting. She's saying, oh, shut up. But she doesn't know. I think I've talked about it before about giving someone the pain that you've got. So you go, there, have a feel of that. I'm in agony here.
Yeah, but you've made it up that you've got a high pain threshold. This isn't. This is not scientifically
the woman
proven.
told me. The woman told me.
Well,
Why does she know?
Because I haven't got to it yet. When I had the face rub, she was sticking electric into my head. And she was going...
What sort of place is this? This wasn't a spa.
No, it was. It's what we do
Jesus
now.
Christ!
What, she, I don't know, so she just plugged something into the mains?
She plugged something in and rolled it.
Did she have an assistant called Igor? Was it in a castle in
She
Bavaria?
plugged this thing in, rolled it over my head, and said, is that hurting? I was going, no. She went, oh, right. And she said, and then by the end of it, she said, look at that, I had that on full. I said, what is it? She said, it's an electric current. That does something. I was going, really?
That does something. She's a scientist.
And she said, no, when you fill out that form, just put you really good at pain threshold.
But you're really good at pain. You gonna come again? Well, yeah, 50 quid. So, let's try it on your testicles next time.
So, you know...
Sorry, how was this? What was this supposed to be achieving?
It was like a face rub.
You've gone in for a facial and she's testing out what your pain
Well, that's
threshold
what I
is?
said. I said, hang on a minute, what do you mean? It's meant to be relaxing, this.
Yeah.
You normally have whale noises happening.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be me screaming. She said, no, it's just, you know, we have to ask, we have to make sure, because there is a bit of pain.
Well,
you know,
yes,
heat. There's heat into these hot cloths.
Bit of thumb screws. Let's get the thumb screws out now.
And plus all that kidney stone pain that I
Yeah,
had.
but you just were in agony when you had the kidney stones. I don't remember you having this triumphant pain threshold. You gave up instantly.
Whinged and
Yeah,
whinged.
because you have to get seen. If I go in there and I'm going, I'm in agony, and they're going, you don't look like you're in agony. I'd be at the back of the queue. So you have to go in and go, and they're going, quick, get him in. So pain threshold is good for yourself, but it's not good for other people.
So you were bullshitting? You didn't feel pain at all?
I was in agony, but I can hold it off. I can sit there and be quiet and have a sweat on. But if you do that in a hospital waiting room, it'll be the little div who's coming with a pan on his head, who's screaming saying his head's throbbing. That's what I'm saying. So to get seen, you have to put it on. It's like a baby crying. There's nothing wrong with it. What's he crying for? He's probably hungry. Well, I'm hungry. I'm not crying. But that's what they use, innit, to get attention.
So you're braver than a baby, is what you're saying. You're braver than a baby. That's all we've established here.
In some cases, not in
When
others.
you fill out the form.
Not in others. Sometimes babies are braver. When are babies braver?
You can chuck them in a pool and they don't panic. I'm rubbish.
Sorry, will you leave my baby alone? No, I'm doing an experiment. Mr. Pilkington, will you stop throwing children in the pool?
No, babies.
You're barred from this swimming pool from now on.
I mean babies. It's the same way you can chuck one out of a window and it can land and it won't break its back. 'cause it's
No, that's not true.
Do not do that.
Do that.
If
That
you
is
are a
not
maniac
true. You
listening
cannot
to
throw
this-
a baby out of a window.
It's just what I
Who
heard.
do you hear that? You're thinking of a cat, and don't throw cats out. Don't throw any living thing out of
just what I
Who
heard.
do you hear?
You can't throw a baby out of the window and it won't break its back. What are you talking
No,
about?
it's just there's a certain height. It's all about us tensing up. We tense up, don't we? It's like how once someone who fell out of a plane, they passed out, and because they passed out when they landed, they were relaxed. They woke up, they were like, oh yeah, what happened then?
Someone fell out of a plane. That's bollocks.
It's not, honestly.
How far was the plane?
Oh, high up. It's a plane, isn't it?
Well, what's the lowest height that a plane could be at?
Even if it was at 30 feet, that's a height, isn't it, to fall without...
Yeah, well, exactly. But if it was higher...
Was the plane just on the runway?
No, it was high and up. It was high up enough.
Is this where you went for the holiday? We're going to up enough. Fuck me. Can't even talk.
So, yeah, pain threshold, I'm very good at it.
So, would you say you've ever been brave? Because I was thinking, before we did this, I can't think of a time when I've ever been brave. I don't think I've been cowardly. I've just never been in a situation where I needed to be brave, particularly. Now, I've always managed to avoid fights, conflicts.
Yeah.
See, when I was in Salford, I'd nipped to Greggs to get a pasty. I heard some bells going off. I came out, just thought, I don't know what that is. Went over to the car, sort of thinking, I can't wait to have this pasty when I get home. Cup of tea, nice cup of tea, maybe a bit of bread.
I love the fact that his head was just filled with food because he was buying food and thinking food. When he's eating, I'm thinking I'm eating food. Just one big globular mess of food cells in his head for the duration of the food experience.
I can remember that food thought going on now, and it was probably like 15 years ago. But I remember how happy I was. I'm out of the Greggs, I've got what I want, I'm on my way home, this pie's hot, it's going to be hot when I get home, it's going to be a nice cup of tea, bread.
These are the things you save, and yet you forget really important facts.
Yeah, he doesn't know why wars are happening, but he does remember this.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
listen, this is why I remember it. Like I said, you forgot the bit that I said. A bell going off. I don't know what's going on there. I'm walking over the road, put the key in the car, I turn round, bloke comes running out of the post office, obviously the bell's gone off, he's got a big shotgun, balaclava on, and he stops and looks at me, he's there with a big gun in his hand, and he's looking at me. And I wasn't scared. I just was thinking, does he want me pie? I remember thinking, if he said, I want that, I'd have to give it up.
So a man with a gun.
I told Suzanne, she said no, he was probably thinking about nicking your car. He's got your
What, he
key.
didn't have a car ready? He came,
No,
he
he
had the
legged it.
balaclava, he had the balaclava, the gun, and he goes, fuck me, I forgot the car.
In the end, he sort of ran off down the back alley.
I love the fact that he looked over at you for a split second and you thought he might be interested in your
Was
pie.
there other people around? Were you sure this happened and you weren't reading a comic book?
No, it happened.
And so he looked you in the face, he saw
through
you.
his balaclava, he made eye contact, I looked at him, everything sort of stopped for a minute, and then he just sort of legged it off down the back alley.
And what did you do? What did you say to the police when you obviously were?
I didn't, I just went.
Well, you were a witness to the crime.
Had me pie. Like I said, it was warm. It's not going to stay warm forever, is it?
But when it was on Crime Watch a few weeks later,
No,
said
it wasn't. That's what was weird. I said to Suzanne, oh, let's watch like Ground Reports tonight, see if I'm on the telly or anything. Nothing. Didn't even get reported.
Why would you be on the telly if you just ran
Just
away?
didn't say CCTV or something like that. If I was involved in it, they went, this happened today in Salford, outside Greggs. Are you this man with the pie? I wanted to make sure I was well out of this one. Because Suzanne sort of said, oh, should you get involved? But you shouldn't get involved, because then I'm at risk, aren't I? Nobody
Well,
was
there you
killed.
are. We're back to bravery again, aren't
Yeah.
Yeah, it is bravery.
Go on then.
Next door but one, there's a fella there. He likes a drink. He came home late one night, banging on the door. Obviously forgot his key. He was trying to kick the door in. I looked out the window, and he was starting thinking someone's breaking in. Right? I see it's in. I saw all the curtains twitching. He just went back to bed. Now I kept an eye on him. He kicked so hard, he fell back, dropped his curry, landed in the road.
Dropped his curry!
Right.
Oh God, why didn't he get a pie from Greggs? Because that lands and it's still fine.
So, anyway, he passes out.
Right.
Curry all over the shop,
Yeah.
head in the road. Cars come down that road,
Yeah.
sometimes pretty fast.
Yeah,
It's
of
night
course.
time. You could get his head squashed.
Yeah.
Like I said, curtains are still a-switching, no one's a-helping. I go out there, and I go, you alright? You alright? And he's totally off his head. He's obviously had a, alright skinful. He's going, oh, where am I? I'm going, you're outside your house, but you've got to get off the road, because you're going to get squashed. So he's like, oh, and he could hardly move, so I sort of picked him up, sat him on the pavement, sort of picked up the curry and stuff. Suzanne came out, what's going on? I said, oh, look at him, he's in the right state. Anyway, he's sort of coming round a little bit. In the end, I said, where's your keys? Got him in his house, job done.
But that's not bravery.
not bravery.
There was no
There's
threat
no-
to
there's
you.
no-
It's just put yourself out of it for 2 minutes.
It is bravery, because he's out of his head. He could have thought I was attacking him. He could have swung at me. Now, the good
He's
thing
lying in the road, unconscious, covered in curry. This is not a threat.
it is a threat. I'm out on the street late at night. Someone could have come round the corner and thought I was mugging him. And then
what'd
they
they do?
attacked me.
Why would they attack you? They take
Because they
back
think, what are you doing? People don't ask questions because you're not allowed to. Like with the sergeant, they chip in straight away. I know what's going on here. No, you don't. You don't know the full story. He's pissed off and there's curry all over it. It isn't blood. It's masala. You hear about this all the time, misunderstandings. Now, I helped him. The day after, he remembers, he comes round and he gave me some mincemeat that he had left over.
I love this! Where do you live? This is amazing! Oh my God!
So the thing is, it goes to show that I put myself out, he appreciated it, he said, you're right, the way cars come round here, I'd had a bit of a week, I'd had a lot to drink, good on you. Then no one else chipped in. Now, it is bravery, kind of, because no one else went out there and helped. You didn't even know about that, it's only because you just asked. It was ages ago. I don't shout about it, I don't want an award. Have a go hero. I don't want any of that. I just did my
There's
bit.
no have a go hero about it.
Did you take the mincemeat?
Yeah, I did, yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah. It's better than a ward in a way, isn't it?
I told him that. So, it depends. I think there's different ways.
Like a mincemeat! I love that!
I was saved by a bald man. Slaughter my finest pig, mince the meat, and send it to him.
Careless Whispers.
No, that's George Michael.
Say again, what's the first one again?
Careless talk costs lives.
I don't know, I imagine it being like a...
Don't go shooting your mouth off about things you know about the war effort, because there might be a German spy in the pub, disguised as a barmaid. Oh, you're lovely, Tracy's going, yeah, I'm Karl. What do you know about the war?
That's true, that does happen. I remember my brother being in the army, he had the same thing. He was told not to, because he liked the women and that, and he was told, listen...
One of them might be a German spy?
Yeah. He said, don't be going out with German women, because they're quite muscly. And
could be a man.
There'll be a gang of them. No, and they'll do you in.
Sorry, your brother was told, don't go out with a gang of German women, because they're quite muscly and they might do you in.
Yeah, because it's all part of the thing. They sort of go out, like you say, pretending they're just like women out on the night, because he was in Germany for a bit, he was posted over there.
Right.
And apparently they target like British soldiers and that. And like I say, he liked his women. He'd just go along with it, thinking this is good. You know, Actung baby or whatever.
That's okay, you too.
Hey, Actung baby.
Yeah. Actung baby.
Yeah.
And then, you know, got him in a headlock and good night Vienna.
Well done. Good night, Vienna.
Why are these random German women just killing
sorry.
British blokes? What's the reason
It
for
was
this?
a proper thing. I remember him telling me mum, saying, oh, God, I had a right dilemma. I met some women, German, couldn't go with them though because we were told that there might be, might be trouble. Really, yeah. Honestly, that's a fact.
British soldiers were getting beaten up by German women. This is not true.
Can't be.
Why? If you're caught off guard, you're just thinking, oh, you know, out with the ladies, and then they suddenly turn on you. It's a shock. It's a surprise
Why are they
element.
beating them up? You're presumably talking about the
Because
Cold
he's a
War.
soldier.
Yeah, but they were allies then.
What?
When your brother was stationed in Germany, it wasn't occupied Germany. We hadn't invaded. It wasn't the German resistance. They were stationed there because we're all in it together now.
I don't know then, there's just a problem with German women.
They're amazing creatures.
What do they do for the world?
They're food.
It's not good enough, that. It's not good enough.
What do you mean? But that's the ultimate sacrifice. Surely them being food.
Just having problems with them at the moment. I spent £3 on a plunger, and I don't like the idea that every time I get up in the night to go into the toilet, whatever, I've got to put the light on because I might have a bit of sluggage between my toes.
Sluggish, a little bit of sluggish between my toes.
Right, okay, so we need to move on. So, you are not putting them in?
I'm not putting slugs in.
Alright, slugs have not gone in, Carl, I'm afraid.
What's your next one?
Okay, number 2.
People who don't want to do what the brains would be better at doing.
Right, okay, no, I'll get around that sentence. Now, tell me again.
Brains that don't want to do what their owners are good at.
Ah, so now it's the brain's fault.
Can you just expand on that point, please, KP?
Do you know, like, people decide what they want to do,
Right.
don't they, for a living? But sometimes they're not good enough.
Right.
You mean they have a dream and they can't fulfil it because they haven't got the skill or...
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not good for anything.
No.
It's just that they haven't unlocked the thing that they're good at. They want to go
Well,
at
of
it.
course. So, I mean, there's much bigger issues there that the poor working class people don't get the same opportunities. When you're worrying about whether you're going to live through the next few days, you don't start thinking, I wonder if I can play the cello.
Can I refer you back though, Rick? You made an interesting point there, but I fear that's not exactly what Carl was saying. I don't think that his point was quite that profound.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something to do with the brain not allowing its owner.
Yeah, because that's the bit that annoys me. Fair enough if a brain hasn't decided what it wants to do, because you.
What is this?
Let him finish.
God, this
Does
thing
it-
about the brain.
Shut up.
Because it hasn't found its destiny type thing.
A brain doesn't
But
find its destiny.
when someone is good at something and they know the brain is good at something, but then they don't want to do it and they want to go off and do something else. Now they say in this country the problem is we haven't got enough tradesmen.
Right.
We don't have enough plumbers.
Right.
There's enough plumbers' brains.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Shut up. Let
What
him
are you
please,
talking
shut
about?
Up. Let him please finish.
This is like beds and pillows
brains
again.
have not changed over the years. The brain is exactly the same. But it's the owner of the brain that's in charge. The brain could be going, I want to go for a walk. But if your body's too lazy to get up and go and see the stuff, the brain isn't going to get what it wants.
It doesn't make sense, Carl.
Alright,
You are
imagine
your
this.
brain.
Alright, let's go to the extreme. People with no legs who want to be swimmers. Don't be stupid.
Oh God! Oh God! I'm so annoyed. This is a big problem.
It's madness, isn't it? It's mad that the brain wants to do that so much. The brain's in the wrong body almost. Yeah. Are you with me?
No.
A plumber who can plumb is annoying when he jacks it in as a living because there's other brains who can't do plumbing. They don't get their head round it.
This means I don't know what you're putting in room 102 because you're saying these. It's like this brain's wandering around looking for a
brain?
body, and it goes, "Oh, I'll choose that body." Hang on, this body doesn't even want to do some plumbing.
It's a matter of taste. It's just a
sometimes
matter of taste.
I'm not putting the brain in. It's just people. If I had a really good skill, I'd hope that I'd use it.
So people who don't fulfil their own potential. Is that a better point?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Who am I talking to now, Carl or his brain?
We're both listening.
Well, I will put in people who don't feel their full potential. Slugs are safe. What's your next thing to try and get in room 102?
It's a tricky one, this.
Go on.
It's people who think that humans are special. Do you know what I
But
mean?
you think that.
No, I don't. I don't think humans are special. I think
what-
some of us are. Look at it like this. You see, we think we're important because we just do. Well, I don't, but some do. And they're the ones I want to get rid of.
Another argument with himself.
Now, we think we're special. There might be something else going on that's more important. We're in this universe, aren't we?
Yeah.
They're trying to make a new universe.
What do you mean?
There's a machine somewhere.
What?
A big bang. They're making a big bang again.
Right, well you've got that completely wrong, but sure. They're not trying to create a new world. They're trying to recreate the conditions that happened at the beginning of the Big Bang.
All right, but the world
completely
came
different.
But the world came from the Big Bang.
They're trying to recreate the conditions so they can test and they can experiment to see
Dangerous.
the conditions before.
So why are they doing that? Who's allowed that? This is what annoys me. It's because humans think they're special. Oh, who made the Big Bang? Oh, I'd like my name on that. I want to claim it. Why do people always want to better someone else? It's happened. Let them have it.
Okay, right, okay, Carl. You're in charge of the world now. You are this... You're all-powerful. You're like a god, okay? You can do anything. You call all the scientists, and they go, what do you want of us? Oh, orange-headed one. What the fuck do you want of us? Right? What do you want them to do? Go. What do you say?
Well, I want to come in and... How long have they been working on the Big Bang idea?
Forget it. You've got every
No,
scientist...
but I don't just want to come in and poo-poo that, because they're going to...
Poo-poo.
They've done a lot of research
Well,
on
hold
it.
on. You wanted to stop a minute ago.
Yeah, I know, but you don't just come in, guns are blazing. I'd say, hello,
You can do
everyone.
anything you want. Oh, go on, then.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Carl, leader.
Right, listen, this Big Bang thing you've been doing.
Yeah, well, that's just only a few of us. That's like less than 1,000,000% of us. We're all here.
Yeah.
I've dropped AIDS research. I've dropped cancer research.
Right, well, why have you dropped that?
I'm working
Who's
on
told you
it.
to do that?
Well, no, we knocked off. They said you wanted to tell us something. We're all here. Every scientist in the world.
Well,
is
listen,
here.
what research are you doing?
Oh, well, I'm looking at what happens if you give Feminax to an owl.
What happens?
Well, I'm halfway through it. I got called away.
Look, I'm really busy. What do you want me to work on?
Who said they're doing cancer? Go back. Go back to work.
Cheers.
Right.
Okay, the rest of us doing stuff that you think we're fanning around with, what would you want us to
Listen,
do?
well, I can't do it all today.
What about me? I was doing AIDS.
Hang on a minute.
I was doing AIDS.
You just wait a minute.
Right, okay, why does cancer get to go back? Are you saying that cancer's a bigger problem than AIDS?
You go back to work.
So AIDS go back. I'm doing restless legs.
Right, can everybody but the Big Bang people leave? Like I've said to you before, I get an urge for things that I don't even know about. You know what I mean?
What, like what?
Anything. The one that always surprises me, are plums. Because I shouldn't get an urge for plums. I don't like them enough, but if I pass them in a supermarket, I go, I want them for a bit. Yeah, I think you need that. And I go mad. I'll eat a full packet in a day. I'll eat like 6 and get bellyache and that. And I know I shouldn't overdo it with them. But it's just like, my body...
He's like a creature, isn't he?
My body just calls out for stuff.
It doesn't, Carl.
No, it feels that way because I wouldn't normally buy them. My favourite fruit, I like an apple, love a banana. I've got into blackberries.
Yeah.
Quite expensive, but a bit of a treat. I think there's plenty of fruit out there. Bananas, apples, oranges. We've got plenty of fruit. They can't get rid of fruit quick enough. There's loads of stuff with fruit in now. Shower gel with kiwi in it. I'm telling you, they can't get rid of it because it's too much. So they just go, what can we do with all this stuff? We'll stick it in there. Orange juice. I had orange juice sort of cordial.
Yeah.
Tastes a bit weird, isn't orange? Sneaked a bit of pineapple in. Orange and pineapple. They can't get rid of the stuff.
I'm a big fan of the Satsuma. Easy to peel. What I don't like is the big oranges. You have to peel them. You get it on your.
They're the ones I eat when I'm in the bath. Just
so you just dunk under the water afterwards and you're clean again.
If I'm going to have a bath, then that's what you do.
So it's 2 treats. It's an orange and a bath. I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing to look forward to. Don't you think you've blown that for when you're old, when you're 74, and they go, I'll tell you what, Carl, lovely treat, it's a bath and an orange. Done it! I did it when I was 36. Fucking hell, choose a book to
I'd
take.
probably take a dictionary or something like
Oh,
that.
that's ridiculous.
Why?
Why would you take a dictionary?
Just because I'm not that good with words.
But why do you want words for? You're not talking to anyone anymore. You don't have to worry about the vocabulary. You have to worry about... Oh,
But there'll be a lot of
and...
talking to yourself, probably. It'd be nice to sort of...
Oh, so you're going to bring yourself up on your grammar, are they? You're talking to yourself and you go, oh, Carl, you're an idiot. You don't say it like that.
Well, if you've got to talk to yourself, it'd be nice to have...
Why are you
someone...
talking to yourself, you maniac?
Because there's no one else about.
Yeah, but you don't open your mouth and actually verbally talk in order to talk.
But also, what does it matter if you've got a dictionary or not? Who's arguing with who?
Because sometimes I feel frustrated when I can't get my point across.
But it's just you!
Exactly,
already
that's
know your
more
point.
annoying.
So-
Look how
so-
you're getting annoyed now. You're annoyed with me because I can't explain what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't want to be annoying myself.
Why would you be annoying yourself?
But you'll already understand your point. You don't need to vocalise
No,
it.
sometimes I think through what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think, does that make sense? And sometimes I'll go, no, it doesn't. And I'll go, why is that? And then you're working it out in your head. Now, if I've got a better vocab, I'll have a good little chat.
What? Good little what? With yourself?
If you're not keeping yourself interested in anything, your brain's going to turn to mush. Now,
I know how you feel.
I'm teaching my brain stuff, keeping it active. The only thing you've got on that island is your imagination and your thoughts. Now, if you can make those imaginations and thoughts better, which you do with language, you're going to have a better time, aren't you?
No,
Well, no,
but
if
you
you've
don't-
had the thought, you've had the thought. You don't go, hold on, I'd have a thought here, but I can't think of the word.
You don't think in language in that same way, do you really? You think more conceptually.
When someone came up, guess what? I've just found the cure for... Oh, I can't think of the word. What?
it, I won't
I've
waste
just
your
worked
time.
out the cure for I can't think of the word. Let's look it up. What is it? Cancer.
No, but just to think, language is a powerful thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, he's run out of words.
This is what I'm saying. It's sometimes difficult for me to get my point across with what I mean.
Yeah, but that's fair enough if you're communicating, say, in this environment, and it's, dare I say it, perhaps a shame that you didn't read a dictionary before we started doing the broadcasting. But anyway, you've waited here on a desert island with no fucker around.
Well, no. Well, I think by then, by the time you get shipwrecked, there would probably be a few more entries to the dictionary. Grippage, foodage, rummaging, replenishing.
So what? All words are made up. Orange. One day someone went, what?
He's got a head.
It's got a head like something.
He's got a
I
head,
don't think
what?
it
It's
is.
got a head like a fucking what?
I don't even know what.
He's got a head like a fucking what?
And the other thing is, say if I am captured.
By who?
What?
By who?
By a boat, that's passing.
Why are you
Captured?
captured? You mean saved?
Alright, saved then, yeah.
Okay.
If I'm there you go again, you see. I went for captured instead of saved.
You're captured
you're
by some
not
pirates.
Talking to anyone, Carl, in your head, it didn't matter. You knew what you meant. When you sat there on that desert island, you thought, oh, if I'm captured by a boat. They didn't come over and go, hi, Carl, we've come to save you. You wouldn't go, well, no, I don't want saving, I want capturing. I go, right, sorry, wait for the next boat. It didn't matter. You knew what you meant. You'd go, help, and you'd get on the boat.
Do you think in words that you don't use? You've only got yourself for company.
You
If you
don't-
bore yourself, what's the point? What is the point? Seriously.
How are you gonna... What, so you think you're gonna read that dictionary and you're gonna be better company? Because you're gonna be impressing yourself with longer words. You're gonna go...
If a boat passes and they go, there's a fella over there on that island, let's go and get him. Now, the way I am at the moment, they'd go, you alright? And I'd go, you what? And they go, oh, don't stop. Where?
Imagine that!
Whereas if I sort of say something with a big word that I can't think of right now, they'll go, oh, who's that? He sounds like he knows his stuff.
Yoo-hoo! Anti-disestablishmentarianism!
Get him on this boat now!
We must have that wit!
Alright, you get...
Come through.
But then I'm on the news and they go, oh, Carl, what was it like on the island? And I can start saying stuff. I
It
can't...
was scramfarious.
No, but then I think it makes it more interesting, whereas at this moment in time, I'd struggle telling them what it's like.
I like the idea of you trying to educate and
I
better
love
yourself.
the idea.
But do it now!
But there's so many other books. If I'm stuck with one...
Okay, the dictionary. You've got a dictionary. What's
Fine.
your luxury item? What's your luxury item? Quick. Let's get off this island. Come on.
What did you take for your luxury?
A vat of Novocaine.
Oh, yeah. Some Revels, a big sort of bag.
Big bag of Revels.
A big bag of Rebels.
Just for variety.
But there's no variety particularly in Rebels. They're all
Joking,
chocolate, aren't
aren't
they?
you? No, all different. You've got orange ones, you've got coffee, caramel, Malteser. I mean, taking Novocaine isn't great, is it? If you don't get toothache, you'll be going, why don't they bring Rebels? Right? I'm doing DIY at home. I'm quite happy. No one's there annoying me. I
Right.
go for my lunch later than everyone else, so I don't have to see people.
He's like Quasimodo, isn't he? It's like
Why?
coming down when everyone else is not there.
No one's around. Suzanne!
No, but then that's the problem. Suzanne then comes home. She's been sort of with people, so she comes in with loads of energy, and I'm going, just slow down. Stop going on. Then she's breaking stuff, and that's probably the last thing.
She's breaking
She's
stuff.
heavy-handed with all the stuff I've been fixing. She broke the shutters. What else did she break? the
Well, you
other
could have
day?
done a good job.
I did do a good
The
job.
shutters? Where do you live? In the Old West?
What do you mean the shutters?
Some shutters on a window. She heavy-handed with them.
I don't want them to see me. What a mum.
So what else has she broken?
She's always breaking stuff. The light switch outside. Heavy-handed. Don't. She forces things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter how hard you hit it or how hard you pull it. Just tell me if it doesn't work and I'll sort it. That's what I do these days. I'm like a caretaker to Suzanne's house. I'm wandering around and replacing stuff that she's fucked up.
So she annoys you. She comes home. You've had a lovely day of peace on your own.
So the only person that likes you and talks to you annoys you.
And when you're at home doing your DIY, I want to picture that scene.
Okay, right. We've never done this before, right? But let's do a typical day. We've known each other now. How long have we known Carl? Nearly 10 years.
Feels like a long time,
right?
yeah.
So, let's do a typical day in the life of Karl Pilkington.
So, for my first question is, what time does Suzanne have to wake up? Does that annoy you? Does she have to get up earlier than you?
Because she's got a proper job.
The alarm goes off.
What time?
About 7.
That seems early.
Yeah, but I'm used to it now.
Okay.
At the
Now, you
moment,
spring out of bed, make her a cup of tea, do you?
no.
Right.
I let her get up, mess about.
By mess about, you mean get ready for work,
Yeah,
right?
she's not being quiet, so I'm awake now. Right?
What do you mean she's not being quiet?
Well, she's just banging about, like I say, heavy-handed. I don't know how she does it. It's just doors and stuff. Everything seems like the Hulk's in the house. Bounding about. Just don't be heavy-handed with it. When even like pulling the curtains shut and stuff, because it's not her who has to fix it. Do you know what I mean? When she's yanking at them and pulling them open, it's like just pull them like that. I've put them on a nice rail. Just pull them slowly like that.
Right.
It's things like that.
This sounds like these jobs aren't done correctly.
That's what
they
I'm
are
thinking.
done proper.
No, because if you get if you get a bad pair of jeans and someone says, "Oh, you've ripped it," a good pair of jeans, they won't rip, boy.
No, just look after it. It doesn't matter if you've got good jeans or poor jeans. Treat them the same. Look after your stuff. I've always been like that.
I know,
I've
yeah.
told you from a young age I didn't like people sitting on my bed after I'd made it. It was like, I've gone to the trouble, I've made it, there's no creases in it, don't sit on it. There's a chair there, use the chair.
Okay. That's mental, but yeah.
It's not mental.
It's the behaviour of a
It's
psychopath.
not mental.
Yeah.
So Suzanne's
she's
passionate
got-
about the place.
So the doors, I mean, what's up with the doors? Do they squeak, or is the catch been done wrongly on them, or
no,
is it the
hasn't.
wrong
No.
wood or something?
No, just heavy-handed.
No. Right, okay.
So then she has a shower. If I have a shower, I like to go second because I've got the Mr. Muscle spray that she doesn't do properly.
right.
Do you breakfast together?
Just sit on the bed, have some.
Have you made the bed yet?
Yeah, it's made.
Well, don't sit on the bed if it's made.
No,
madness.
I've
Sit on
calmed
the
down.
chair.
I've calmed down. That's what I've said to her. As I'm getting older,
Yeah.
I'm easing a bit.
Yeah, you're like Doris Day.
So sit on the bed, look
Why
out
are you
the
having
window.
breakfast not sat on the bed? That
Yeah,
makes sense to
doesn't
me.
make sense,
Either
yeah.
have breakfast in bed,
Just 'cause
classic,
the
or have it
radio-
at the kitchen
The
table.
radio's in there, and it's just kind of.
So you get up, make breakfast, and go back and sit on the bed because the radio's
What's
in there.
going on with the crumbs, Rick?
I don't know what the crumbs are doing,
The
but I don't
crumbs
know why
all
they've got two radios.
Crumbs. Hang on, you don't know what I'm having. I'm having cornflakes. No crumbs with cornflakes.
No, but
So two of you are sat there. Are you sat on opposite sides of the bed looking at each other, or are you both sat on the sides of the bed
sat-
looking at the wall, listening to the radio, eating a bowl of cornflakes?
Yeah,
well, you could sort of cross-legged on the bed, or your legs are down on the
just
floor.
down on the floor.
Right.
Fully clothed now, you've had the showers.
Might have a t-shirt on and my undies.
Okay.
I haven't put my socks on yet. I don't like socks. I'd put them on last.
Why don't you like socks?
They just cut off your freedom.
I don't know how socks can cut off anything.
It's all right if your feet are cold. They're nice to put on, but I don't know. My socks are never that well fitting, so I don't really enjoy
But why
wearing
don't you
them.
get socks that fit
You
you?
get the
I
right
never buy
size.
socks, do I?
They should
Let
be the
other
same
people-
size as your shoes.
Yeah,
little
I let
rule.
other people buy them for me, and they're never quite right.
But hold on though, this is a rule you've imposed on yourself.
I'm only telling you because you've asked. I didn't come in here moaning about it. I'm just
Socks
saying-
cut off your freedom. Never heard that before.
Okay. Mandela said it.
Well, yeah, never heard socks compared to the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, I think William Wallace said it as well. Right.
Yeah, imagine that in Braveheart. Just takes his socks off and goes,
Yeah.
freedom!
Yeah.
Anyway, then I'll say, right, on your way to work, take the bin bag out.
Right.
She'll do that, and then I get on with whatever I've got to do that day.
Little kiss on the cheek, on the
But why
forehead.
do you say
Pat on the head.
who pats who on the head?
I'll just sort of rub the back of their head. There you go. See you later.
Then what? You're there. You got your pants on. You got your t-shirt on.
Well,
you
you
read your
listen to the
cornflakes.
news. You listen to what's being said on the radio. We'll have a little discussion about it. Sometimes she's in the mood for it. Sometimes she'll go, "Don't worry about it."
Right. What now? What would she say that to then? What would you worry about if you heard on the news?
I heard something about worms getting teeth,
Right.
and she was kind of going, "You know, you're not meant to worry about this news story. This war's going on, stuff. You never listen to them."
Do you remember the story of the worms with the teeth? Should we be alarmed ourselves? What was the information?
It was just saying how it was all about nature versus nurture thing,
Right.
and saying how worms that are growing up in a family where there's loads of food around,
What do you mean growing up in a family?
just a family of worms in the soil.
Right.
They're going through the soil. If there's loads of food for everyone, and they don't have to fight for food,
Right.
they're quite happy they don't have teeth. The ones, like the rougher worms, where there's not enough, it's like a massive family, the kids left, right and centre, but they haven't got the nutrients to feed them all. They fight against each other, and the ones that they're growing teeth now.
I didn't hear the news story, so I'm going out on a limb here. I don't think it was about a worm being maybe more working class and chavvy though. With like big families, look at that, but their big family can't even feed them all. And then you got middle class worms going, well, we've got enough food for everyone because we haven't overbred.
You know what people are like now? They've got researchers watching all sorts of stuff,
Right.
keeping their eye on everything. When you don't have to worry about it. A worm with teeth, if they've got teeth or not, to me it is not a problem. Not a problem at all. I normally save a worm if I see one
So, well,
in the rain, on a pavement. If I see it there, I go, someone's going to stand on that, and I chuck it, and I sort of watch it for a bit, see which way it was going, give it an helping hand.
see which way it was going. Like it had an aim.
Well,
See
they do.
which...
No, they do though, don't they? They're always going somewhere.
Yeah.
He was going to the dentist.
You can't tell. You don't know which end its head's on.
Okay, so it's 8:05. Suzanne's gone out, you've rubbed the back of her head, she's took the rubbish out. You're there. Pants. T-shirt.
No socks.
No socks yet. What happens to the bowls of ex-cornflakes? Where do they go? Have you got...
I wash up.
You wash up, that's the next thing you do, is it? Right, okay.
Now then, do you plan ahead for the day? Do you think to yourself, Carl, make a list of stuff to do, or do you just let it go?
I let it happen. I
Just let
don't
it happen.
like the worst thing for me is planning.
Yeah,
I've told you before.
Yeah.
You don't get anything done by planning, is what you said.
I don't like the idea of waking up going, I've got to do that today, because that's when you don't look forward to doing the thing.
Yep.
Whereas I get up, I'm washing up, I'll look at a wall and I'll go, those tiles aren't very good, I'm going to rip them off. So,
Jesus Christ. This is amazing. This is amazing. I mean, forget Idiot Abroad. Forget the Ricky Gervais show. Let's just have 24/7 Carl Cam. Just, think how that would... He gets up, Suzanne leaves, we get him to, he looks at a wall.
He starts tearing the tile off. It looks like the behaviour of a psychopath, doesn't it?
Oh, so this is what worries me, though. The fact that you're always doing DIY suggests that you didn't do a good job in the first place.
no,
Steve, am I wrong?
I never ever do the same thing twice.
No,
Once
we
it's
know.
done, it's done. I do it right. I take my time. I get it done
So
right.
this is other people's workmanship that you're undoing and doing
Definitely.
properly. Okay, right.
Now, the radio's in the bedroom, so you can't listen to the radio when you're doing your work.
I normally drag it through.
You drag it through. How big is it?
No, it's just a little clock radio thing.
So it's plugged in, it's,
plugged in,
yeah, okay.
Then,
So if it wasn't for meeting up with me and Steve and Suzanne being home between, I don't know, 6 o'clock at night and 8 the next morning, you wouldn't talk to anyone, would you?
Do you have any friends that you might talk to?
yeah, I talk to some people on the phone. But then I soon get bored with that.
Right.
About 5 minutes in, I realise I'm not listening anymore.
So what were you talking about that you got bored about?
I can't remember because I got bored with it.
Yeah.
And he was talking, and I kind of thought, I hope he doesn't say, what do you think of that in a minute, because I wasn't listening.
Right.
So what's the point of having the conversation?
I don't know.
But hold on, I call you up. It's presumably the first phone call you get. It's the first phone call I make. I call you up, and I go, what's going on, boy? Right?
Yeah, but most of the time I don't tell you, because you'll go, right, what are you doing DIY? Pay someone to do it. And we have to have all that every day, the same chat. If I'm not doing DIY, I wouldn't be doing anything. And then I get grumpy. Suzanne comes home, she goes, what have you done today? And I go, nothing. And I get fed up then, because I don't feel like I'm worth anything.
I work harder for your career than you do. I'm always doing stuff to try and get you to do stuff. I'm always trying to get you shows and things, and I'm always trying to get you to get out there and do something towards it.
I don't want to do it. I've done it now.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
We did the programme, it goes out on the telly. Job done. If people want to watch it, they watch it. There's no point me cropping up on Loose Women, asking people to tune into my programme. They either want to watch it or they don't. If they're watching Loose Women, I don't want them watching my programme. There's a lot of crap on the telly, and that's why, in a way, people go, oh, it's amazing, isn't it, that you're on the telly? No, not really. Because there's loads of garbage on there. Anyone can get on it.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's
true.
not special anymore.
That's
It used to be
true.
special in the 80s when there was like 3 channels, 4 channels. Now it's a doddle.
But that's why you should make special TV. You should relish that.
No, because they want some sort of flumph telly, don't they? That's, they don't have to. They don't have to think about.
Yeah. Do you mean the programme The Flumps?
He didn't say flump, he said flump.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now are you spelling flump? It's F-L-U-M-F.
PH.
PH flump. PH flump.
PF.
PF. Oh,
PF?
Flump. Okay.
Flump telly.
Yeah, Flump.
Flump telly. So look at this way. So
And what would be an example of Flump telly?
what's flump telly?
No, I don't want to go slagging stuff off, but I'm just saying I watch
Who
less
would
and less
feature
telly
in
now.
Flump telly? Who would be a typical
Who's
person?
typical? Is it all for those awful docu-soaps where people live their life like an open wound, saying, "Look, me fanny fell off," and
I haven't seen that, but yeah, all that sort of stuff. I do honestly. The amount of telly I watch now compared to a few years ago, it's non-existent. Suzanne comes home at night, I might watch a Grand Designs to get some tips off it. Other than that,
So that's work. You count that as work, don't you?
Research, at
well,
least.
at least you learn something. So then we'll just sit and have a game of crib. Or,
You'd have been happy in the Blitz, wouldn't you? You'd have been happy down in one of those subway stations.
Oh, Suzanne, what? What? Chimney scar? Oh no, what was that? Doodlebug. I better go up there. Oh, leave it, will you? Smart. Oh, that's bloody heavy-handed, them Germans. They're bloody heavy-handed.
Well, let's go back a bit here. So you've done a bit of tiling. Good job. Please, job. You're halfway through. Spot a lunch around 3ish.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you pop out for lunch in a cab?
depends. Sometimes Suzanne, as I pat her on the head, she sometimes says, "There's some ham in the fridge." I'll go right.
I love it. Like, it's a little choreograph. If I better pat her on the head. I don't know what's gonna eat today. Carl thinks, like Pavlovian conditioning.
Yeah.
Last time I patted her on the head, she told me about some food in the fridge. Bye, love. Take the rubbish out. I'm in the fridge. Cheers. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll eat that.
Now, the radio's on the whole time. Is there? Because I want to picture this. You're not working in silence. Radio's on the whole time. That little squeaky radio that's sort of halfway in the doorway of the bedroom and the lounge or whatever. You've got the radio. And what station you listen to? You listen to music? You listen
Sometimes
to
I listen to sort of speech stuff.
Right.
Sometimes I listen to music.
What would be speech? Like a kind of one of those phone-in programs, or?
Phone-ins do me head in a bit.
Right.
I like, reports on stuff.
So you like to be informed as you go?
Yeah, just so it gives me something to talk about, because if you're not with anyone all day, your brain's not doing anything, is it? Whereas me listening to them, it's like having someone in the room telling you stuff without you having to chat back. I prefer that. I'm a bigger listener than I'm a talker.
Yeah.
Whereas these days, a lot of people are talking, but they're not listening.
Perfect.
So,
Although you're not listening to actual humans like your friends when they call you
because
up.
they're just mithering.
Do you make sure that you get everything done and dusted before Suzanne comes home, so she comes home to a spotless place?
Yeah.
And so she comes in, do you instantly show her the work you've done, or do you just let her notice it for herself?
Sometimes I just leave it and see how long it takes for her to go, oh, you've done that.
Okay.
And if she doesn't notice it, are you annoyed or are you excited to tell her?
Sometimes I forget.
He does it again the next day.
Yeah, that timing's a bit shoddy. I should do that. Wow, sometimes you forget. And so it's not the equivalent of when a lady comes to him and says, oh, you haven't noticed my new hairdo. Is it sort of the equivalent for you? If she hasn't noticed, you don't get frustrated.
Now, you do notice her new hairdos, don't you? Because you say you don't like them. So what does she say about your tiling?
No, most of the stuff I do, she goes, that's good. But sometimes she'll go, why don't we just get someone in to do it?
What, before or after?
Well, it depends what it is. If it's something that's big and has been bothering her, but it's not bothering me, I'm saying I'll sort it out.
Well, what's an example of something that's big that bothers her and not you?
Don't worry about it. She's going to get someone in. Well, no, I won't get someone in. Because, see, the thing is, she got someone in once when the oven blew up. Right? I said, leave it, I'll sort it, I'll look at it. No, you don't know what you're doing. Get someone in. No, let me have a look. No, get someone in. She calls someone up. They come round. The old £80 call-out charge business, straight away. They pull it out. They go, oh, it was the fuse and the plug. Now, I could have sorted that out, but she didn't give me a chance. So now it's good now, because I've got that on the old back burner. So every time she says, let's call someone out, I'll go, oven. There's a little reminder. So I'm glad in a way that she did. But so now she just leaves it. She doesn't interfere.
No, Carl, I've got terrible pains. Oven.
I normally speak to my mum and dad at some point every day.
Really?
Do you? Every day you
call.
speak to your mum and dad?
Yeah.
Could you take us through a typical conversation with your dad? He calls up.
What does he say? What does he say?
He said, I've just been out, got your mum some medicine.
Well, every time he calls, he's
No,
been
I'm
out
just
and
telling
got
you the last call out.
Oh, I see, sorry. Right.
What's the weather like? And then my mum might get on, and
What's she got to say?
Look forward to this.
she just tells me a bit of it. She, like, what was it the other day? She said, oh, have you seen them tablets? That are food.
She's so like you. She's just like you. Oh, God, was she a fucking astronaut? Have you seen them tablets? What are food? Oh,
Go on, what are the tablets that are like food?
No, that's what it is. It's like the spaceman food. They've come out and we're just chatting about them. She's saying, oh...
What do you mean they've come out? Really?
Yeah, because we live in a busy world and everything, where people haven't got time to have a proper lunch.
So you have a call like a scintillating phone conversation like this every day with your parents.
Yeah.
And does she always try to find a piece of new information she thinks might interest you?
That's
each day?
sweet, though. That's
Yeah,
sweet that he
absolutely.
talks to his parents every day. So you've spoken to your mum and dad, you've changed the tiles.
Suzanne comes in,
The kitchen's all clean, ready for her to make the tea.
ready for her to make the tea, even though I know you've been tiling, but that was a job you gave yourself. You didn't have to do it.
No, but I don't do cooking. She knows that. This isn't even a discussion.
Right.
She knows.
What are you having tonight?
Scampi. So she'll do all that. I'll eat it.
And sorry, let me just rewind for a second.
I'll eat it. He's listing it in his day's work. I'll eat it. I say, I've eaten that. She goes, thank you. I go, oven. Okay, let's act it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you've just cleaned up, right? The last bit there. You look back. Them tiles look good. You look at the clock.
Right, backing up, cleaning up all the mess. Oh, phone's going. Who's that? Suzanne. Alright. Yeah, coming home. Alright then. See you in a bit. She'll go. I'll put the kettle on, or at least fill it, ready. Because she normally calls again.
What do you mean? She calls again? What?
She calls again when she's out the tube.
Let's do it. Let's hear it. What's going on?
Alright, you out the tube? Yeah, do you want a cup of tea? Yeah. Alright, see you in a minute. Sometimes I'll say, get us a little treat when you come out the tube.
Yeah.
So she'll get me, a bounty or something to go with a cup of tea.
Do you specify that when you say get me a treat? She says, well, what? Sometimes you have a Mars bar, sometimes you have a
No,
bounty.
that's enough for me. When she comes in, it's a talking topic, innit? What have you got me?
Topic? Sometimes gets you a topic.
It's something to chat about, innit?
Right, okay.
Bounty.
To chat about.
So, has there ever been a time... Sorry, I just got to get this straight, Steve.
Sorry, Rick, I just wanted to say, could you imagine you and I having a conversation about what chocolate bar you ever brought me? What'd you get me, Rick?
Got your bounty, is that all right?
Thanks, mate. That's as long as that conversation can possibly
Yeah,
go.
that is
You're
it.
talking about it's a talking point.
Yeah, so what happens? So what was the last time there was a discussion about what she bought you? Did she ever bring you a bounty and you go, I was really hoping for a Mars bar?
I think the last time she got a bounty, I sort of said, they do a 3-pack now. Do you know how they just have 2 bars? They do a 3 one.
Right, what did she say?
She said, did he? Did he?
So I want out of this relationship.
No, but that's how she comes through. Take a coat off, I'll go, she'll go, what, are we having scampi still, or have you gone off the idea? And then I'll go, we should get them tablets my mum's been talking about. She goes, what tablets? I go, the food. So see how it's all coming together?
Yeah.
So it's like that, and that's
What does she say to the idea of now living on tablets instead of having some scampi and chips when she comes home after a hard day's work? What does she say
just
to
sort of
that?
goes, oh, right.
She says, oh, right.
Yeah.
So this important information which you're imparting that you've garnered during the day, her response to that is, oh, right.
Yeah.
So-
and then I'll get her attention at some point. I'll say there's worms with teeth.
I'll get her attention at some point. I'll say, I'm going to bring out the good big guns now.
Imagine-
Right, she's ignoring me. Okay, wait for this. Suzanne, I see you're ignoring me. Yeah. Worms with teeth. Oh, God. Amazing. So what does she say to worms have teeth?
I can't remember. She just sort of said, oh, have you got the facts right? I said, yeah. That's kind of it. And she'll either go, oh, right, or she'll... it's pretty rare that it's anything more than that.
So it's not a conversation, really.
No.
Because the response twice now has been, oh, right.
What happens next? Take us through.
I'll sort of say, you got anything to report? Anything gone on today? And she knows it's. I sort of phase off again. It's like a phone call. She'll go, oh, so-and-so's leaving or whatever, and I don't know these people. And I'm not that interested.
And she senses that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she'll go, oh, have you paid the insurance? I go, no, I forgot. She'll go, I told you to do that. I said, yeah, but I've been doing the tiling. She's going, yeah, but you weren't meant to do the tiling. I asked you to sort the insurance out on the washer, because the washer keeps breaking. And she won't let me fix it, even though I know what it was. It was a heating element. I said, I know how to fix that. Then have a game of crib.
It's like being in an old people's home.
I know.
And you've had a lovely game of crib with Suzanne, because, the magic's still there. And what time do you hit the sack?
Don't know, about 11.
Do you go to bed at the same time?
Yeah. So that's it, yeah, that's the day,
well,
really.
hang on, we haven't finished yet. So, any conversation before bed?
Depends if the radio's on. I might say, look, here's that story about the worm.
Yeah.
And then she'll go, yeah, but look, it hasn't got teeth. It said this, that and the other. And I'll go, oh, yeah, forgot.
Good night.
That's the end of that, really.
Another day closer to death.
I bought one suit that time when you invited me to the BAFTAs. That's the only suit. I think I wore it for one other thing. I haven't wore it since. I don't feel comfortable, it's not me.
But don't you go to a
That'd be a
wedding?
lovely advert, wouldn't it? Him with a suit on going, I haven't wore it since. Karl Pilkington hasn't wore it since.
I don't
must
go
have
to
been to a
weddings.
wedding.
No, I don't like going to them.
I agree.
I mean, even though you know them, they don't give you any time when you're there, do they? It's just sort of, they don't know whether you're there or not. They're on cloud 9. They don't know who's around.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You don't need
It's
to
all
be there.
with them on wedding day. It's all me, isn't it?
Well, firstly, I'm annoyed about the wedding list. I don't know when that's come along, because I don't know why I can't just bring maybe something I've made at home. No. Why has there got to be a list of stuff?
What newly married bride doesn't want a pair of homemade clogs?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
But they're saying that, I think people very much appreciate you being at their wedding.
No,
They do. They remember if you were there.
No, they don't.
They do.
They don't.
You don't get invited to weddings because you ain't got any mates.
No, I have. I've got to know enough people. Everyone's getting married. But they're always in the middle of nowhere.
That annoys me when people say, "Come to our wedding." Yeah, fine. We're in Greece.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that drives me insane when you do go is when they put you on a table with people you don't know.
Well,
I've
that's
got
it.
all my mates there, and they put because I've got to mingle with some people. I don't care. I don't need these.
But that's what I'm not good at. Talking to people once. Talking to people who you don't know.
No.
What sort of stuff would you make conversation about at a wedding?
I'd probably say, first of all, how do you know them? How do you know the people getting married? And then, like, do you think it'll last?
Imagine inviting Karl Pilkington to wedding and going, well, where should we put him? Oh, I don't know. Is there a table for one? Oh, just
You'd be on the table with the kids.
Imagine being stuck with Karl Pilkington at a wedding. Yeah, what else? So you've asked them to think it'll last. They've gone, I'm sorry? Who are you? Oh, Karl Pilkington from Manchester. Right. Yes, we think it'll last. What else would you ask? So what's your next?
The last wedding I went to, it's going back a couple of years, but everyone seems a bit snidey. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got a mixture of families there, haven't you?
Yeah.
And none of them really like each other.
No.
And I got stuck with an old fella who had a flatulence problem.
That sounds fun.
And then he went on to say it doesn't matter, the suit's hired. And it's just kind of...
I'm gonna die! I
just don't like him.
I love it. He's basically saying at a wedding, it doesn't matter if I shit myself.
I was a late comer to pasta.
But it's one year round.
I like it now. It's like one of my favourite things I have. Which there isn't really anything like that in England. That, even though it's...
Well, except pasta.
Pasta's
No,
almost
but it's-
exactly like it.
Yeah,
No, but
we've
it's
got,
not-
we've got pasta, haven't
It's
we?
not ours though, is it? And we
No,
don't know
we've
how
got-
to eat it.
What do you mean we don't know how to eat it?
We do it all wrong.
You stick it up your arse again.
Look at me. I know how to fucking eat it.
No, but what I mean is, if you saw a proper Italian and they saw what we did to pasta, they would not be happy.
What are we doing wrong? Tell me what we're doing wrong
Well, I
with
don't
pasta.
know that, otherwise we wouldn't be doing
Well,
it wrong.
how do you know
we're doing it
how do you
wrong?
know
I've
they
just
don't?
heard we do it wrong. It's like how we have the coffee at all the wrong times. I ordered a cappuccino somewhere and the Italian fella said you shouldn't be having that now, it's breakfast coffee.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Before 12 o'clock,
Yeah, but I was having it at like 4 to 11 at night.
Oh,
It looks
wow.
like
Well, that's
mental.
absurd. How are you going to get to sleep with a lovely cup of coffee?
Yeah, that's a
Well,
good
adults
point.
sleep anyway,
You
yeah.
shouldn't drink coffee anyway at night, full stop.
So, hang on. So you love pasta, but you're not eating it right, so you'd like to be Italian in order to be able to eat pasta correctly. Even though you enjoy the pasta you
What
eat.
do you feel being Italian is, and what's
It's just,
attractive
it's
to
just
being...
very sort of, it's a relaxed lifestyle. Whenever you go to Italy, everyone's sat outside a cafe. It doesn't matter what sort of person you
Carl,
are.
that's all you do now with your spare time is sit
Yes,
outside a cafe.
But they get more respect over there for
Why?
it. It's like, it's okay to do that. There's older people sat outside cafes who do nothing.
I
and it's
love the
just
fact that he
they're
wants to
probably
be
retired.
Italian so he can sit outside a cafe and get more respect than he does now sit outside a cafe.
No, but everyone's rushing about here. People have like colder coffee, they have frappuccinos here because they haven't got time to have a hot coffee. It's like they've got a coffee with ice in so I can neck it. Get down my neck and get on with my day. Relax, enjoy your coffee. I don't understand the rush.
But the reason you enjoy Italy is because when you were there, you're on holiday. That's why you're able to chill out and
No,
relax.
no.
When you say it's old people sat in some little Sicilian village. Of course they got no money.
Here, I went to the Salvation Army, right?
Why?
Because it's nice.
What do you mean?
You can get toast and a cup of tea for £1.
Go, you little skinflint.
That should be the going rate, Steve. I'm surprised I haven't seen you in there, to be honest. But the thing is,
Where is it?
now, just near Camden.
What is it? Is it like old people?
A lot of old people, mainly old people. And this is what I'm saying. These are people who are old and they sat in a cafe, but they don't get any respect. People are walking past and they don't want to go in. The way you reacted when I said I was in the Salvation Army, that's the reaction they get. Yet an old Italian person, they looked after better.
Well, it's certainly true they look after their older families, don't they? They
Right,
do
and
respect
that's
their
what I'm
families.
saying. Whereas, I mean, it's a lovely place, Salvation Army. Every old fella in there's got a tie on.
Yeah.
They make an effort.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's what I like about Italians and that. There's a lot of
So you want to be
respect.
Italian because when you're old, you can sit outside a cafe and get more respect than you do here.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, you know. If you get pally with an old person,
Yeah.
man, you could be stuck with them for years.
And having to do stuff, you know, that's what you don't want to do, isn't it? You meet an old fella, and then you've got to start popping in his sort of piles or whatever when he can't do them himself. You know, what do you do if you're...
It depends how friendly you are, though. I mean, I'm just talking about someone you meet at the bus stop, as opposed to popping the piles back in. How does that happen? Jesus. Just the ones on the estate I grew up on. As soon as he got to a certain age, there was Mrs. Knowles who went mental. One day she seemed fine, next day she was chucking cans in everyone's garden. You could just hear her coming. Which was weird. Aren't you? Now you've brought up weird people. There was a fella called Shorts Man. Right?
It's so pedestrian! I love that!
Shortest man wore some shorts.
Now, what I like, yeah, he did, but they were really short. They were that sort where, you know, it's almost pointless having them on.
What do you mean?
They were just, you know, like shorts now for blokes. They go up to your knees, don't they? There's no chance. There's no accident happening there. There's nothing going to pop out.
Yeah. No.
But Shorts Man, he liked it. He liked the fact that happened, and he used to walk with big strides to sort of help the chance along. So that he knew with the big strides and the short shorts,
Yeah.
they were going to pop out.
Did you ever see it pop out?
Yeah.
Why were you
everyone
looking at
did.
the shorts?
Just because it was like playing Buckaroo. It was like, when are they going to pop out?
But what?
It's just what happened.
So, right, but shorts man. So he was an exhibitionist. He basically wanted people to see his veg.
Yeah. And they were out more than they were in. I mean, they had a tan. Right? Now the thing is, what we like in England, I think we like that. We like local characters.
The eccentric.
Yeah.
Eccentric's that's very British. Eccentric, yeah.
I'm glad I grew up round there with all them people because
So
they're
am I.
interesting.
Do you think there's a big difference, Carl, between the Englishman of yesteryear who didn't complain? I mean, he just got on with things. He might have whinged about the weather and the like, but he just got on with things.
He carried an umbrella.
Yeah.
Whereas
Whereas
whinge about
nowadays,
anything.
people are getting their Prozac and their antidepressants.
If
they're going
someone-
to therapy.
Yeah. He kept out of stuff as well. Why are we getting involved now in everything? Thoughts on that, Carl?
It's news now, innit? Sometimes I think, don't tell me, don't want to know. Just get on with it. Whoever's job that is, get on with it.
Yeah.
Why am I being told about it? When I've got a problem in my job, no one else knows. No one helps me out and goes, well, I've got an opinion for him.
No.
This might help him. No one helps me. But I'm being bombarded by everyone else's hassle. They love talking, actually. That's what the English do. Talking, but they never finalise it. They love just being in a meeting room, talking, saying, yeah, we could do this, we could do that. I'm the only one in that room not getting paid. Everyone else is on a wage. I'm there looking at my watch, thinking, right, I've been here for an hour and nothing's been sorted. They're looking, thinking we can drag this out for another half hour, get us to lunch. That's what annoys me. They're all sat there just pushing bullshit around the room like dung beetles. Sick of it. And that's what the English do. And it's a shame, because I don't think we used to be like that. I wish everybody just sort of kept to themselves more. Like, you know, certain animals do. You just get on with it. It's like an old-fashioned way.
What animals keep
Well,
themselves?
any animals keep themselves themselves.
Like what?
I've said loads of things.
What animals keep themselves?
Badgers.
Why do they keep themselves?
No, they just whenever you see them sort of wandering about a roadside, they're on their own.
Right.
They're not sort of
What are they doing?
in pairs. I don't know. Most of the time they're dead. I've seen more dead badgers than alive ones. I've never seen a live badger.
I don't know what his point
So that's
was.
why they're one alone and two getting on with it. That's love it. Most
I
of
love
the time.
that it started off with some kind of poetic analogy. I don't know what that was.
Most of the time.
I just
Oh God. The only person gobbing in Hampstead is me. Jane says, "Don't gob. People are looking."
well, it's your trail that I'm seeing then. It's like a load of sort of washed up jellyfish in London. Just big blobs of it. I mean, I don't know how they're coughing this stuff up. I mean, they shouldn't still be alive. Some of them have, like, organs in them. It's just big lumps of stuff.
Which rules would you repeal that already exist that you don't like?
It's a shame you can't tip as much as you used to be able to.
You mean in a restaurant?
No, just when you're getting rid of a mattress or something.
So fly tipping. You'd like to see more fly tipping.
What do you mean? This is something so personal. He's fed up. He had to take something.
No, it's just that they used to put stuff outside the house, and just like you had mattresses, you had sideboards, sewing machines. The thing is, it was a good way of recycling. Now they say recycle, but we're not recycling. It's just being put in a bin. I'm saying if you've got old furniture, you should be allowed to leave it outside your house without the council going, move that, it's dangerous, someone's going to trip over it. Well, if they trip over it, they should have been looking where they're going.
Well, what if they're blind?
What?
What if they're blind? That's why you don't leave things out in the pavement, because blind people will fall over and smack their face in.
No, because I'm leaving it. I'm not leaving it on the pavement.
Well, you just said you were. Where are you leaving it?
Sort of outside the house.
Where are you leaving it, Carl? You haven't established where you're leaving this yet. Because so far, a blind person's fallen over and broken his nose.
I've never seen a blind person trip over anything.
You've never seen a blind person trip over anything?
Definitely not. They're better on the feet than some people because they're more cautious, aren't they?
So
Make it more fun for them, if anything.
why can't you just have this stuff collected by a second-hand shop or
Because they
send
won't.
it to
They
a
don't come,
charity?
Steve. Honestly, they don't. I've called up people and they're saying, "Yeah, we'll be there in an hour." And I say, "Right, I'm going to put it out on the street. Then are you going to come and get it?" "Yeah, we'll be there." An hour passes by. They haven't been. Suddenly the
blind
council
people
goes past.
on the floor, bloodied noses.
Then the council say, I call them up, "Do you want to shift it?" "Well, we might, but don't know when." "Well, it's outside the house now." "Well, you can't leave it there, it's your responsibility, you'll have to stay with it." Suddenly I'm wasting time sat outside the house with rubbish that someone else might want. But you're not allowed to leave there because a blind person might come along. What's the dog doing? There was a dragon problem. Must have been in England.
Right.
George took it on. He took on the job. He was like a rent-a-kill. He came out. The interesting thing with him is, right, he was a hero then. I honestly think if he did that now, there'd be an uproar. Because it's the last dragon. It's the same way we try to save the panda and all that now. If he came out and said, "I've done it," and they've done what? They've just killed the last dragon. They'd go mental. There'd be marches. Idiot, bloody idiot. And that's what's interesting.
But it was going around burning people.
Doesn't matter, we shouldn't have killed the last one. It's the last one. And that's what we'd be like. You say you should have saved it, you should have captured it and put it in a cage so we can all look at it.
There's no point. You couldn't have bred anyway. It was the last one.
Was it definitely the last one?
Well, you were saying it was the last one. I'm not bothered either way.
Hang on, what?
To me,
Sorry,
hang on. Whoa.
So you think that there were dragons?
Well, what are we celebrating then?
Well, it could be a metaphor, a dragon slayer. It could be a bad thing amongst us. It could be a foreign threat. It could be things that threaten. It could be anything. It's not to be taken literally, is
But
it?
the real legend of George was that he was a figure who stood up for Christianity. Have you ever done anything brave?
There was a kid at school who used to have epileptic fits a lot, and the teacher used to always say, if it happens, grab his tongue. And I sort of had a go at that once. His tongue.
His tongue?
Yeah.
What do you have a tongue for? To pick stuff up? What do you mean a tongue?
His tongue in his mouth.
Oh, his tongue.
Oh, his tongue. Right, go on.
And they used to say, if he starts doing it, grab his tongue and that. And I sort of had a go at that once, and it wasn't nice.
Well, how did you grab it? You grabbed his tongue, did you?
Well, I tried to. It's like grabbing a slug. And plus his mouth's going up and down. Like you think he's going to have me hand here. So you sort of do that thing where you go.
So you were trying to grab hold of a kid's tongue, yeah? And he's
throwing himself all over the place. It was in a physics lesson. I sort of had a go, and then I thought this isn't happening. So I just sort of kept putting my hand in, like I'm having a go. But in the head, I was going, I'm not going to get hold of it.
What you could have used is a pair of tongs.
Well, firstly, I don't see why this is brave. Kids have an athletic fit and you're just supposed to help them out. I don't know why that's bravery, but even given that, the fact that you were thinking more about yourself in that situation than this other kid. You were thinking, I'll make it look like I'm helping, but I'm not really. And yet this kid having
Well,
an
I did
athletic fit.
at the beginning.
Doesn't
I
that
tried.
sum you up, Carl? Selfish.
No, it doesn't. Because I didn't, no one else was having a go. At least I did try and grab it at one point.
You weren't doing anything. You were just making it look like you were.
Have you ever tried to grab a tongue? It's like chasing a chicken. It's murder. And after a while, it wears you out. And it was weird anyway, because it was like a...
What was he doing it for?
I don't know.
Wearing it out after hours of chasing this kid's tongue.
I love the idea of you ever tried grabbing a tongue. It's a valid question.
I love it. He's annoyed. He's annoyed that this
What
poor kid's
was your
having a
technique? Were you trying to grab it?
Just with your thumb and your what's it finger, like a pincher thing.
Yeah.
But it was because his mouth's going down and.
Was he shouting or just?
No, just throwing himself around.
So that's your one attempt at bravery.
Well, hang on a minute. Let me just think. It's
Trying to grab a
else.
tongue.
There was a time you were chased by a bee and you scored a goal.
I forgot about that.
That isn't really bravery, is it? As you were running away from a bee, and the ball happened to hit your foot and go in. That count as bravery. I love it when he goes up to the pearly gates and goes, "Well, have you done the act of courage?" I pretended to grab a tongue. A what? A tongue. A tongue. Yeah. Got chased by a bee, scored a goal. It doesn't count as brave at all.